Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a beautiful day, a little bit stormy out for a football game. We have the Mile High Sting football team facing the Loveland Elite. I am the play-by-play commentator today, Josh Grismer, alongside Cole Smith on color. We got Nick and Amato on camera and productions here today. It's going to be a good one, guys. We got two teams coming off losses last week, so they're both going to be hungry. Cole, give us an update on what you saw last week.
Yeah, Josh, it was some great football we saw last week, and highlight to the defense of the Mile High Sting and to the Loveland Elite as well. Both teams held their games to extremely low-scoring numbers. Unfortunately, the Sting, they did lose their matchup in Week 1, and, of course, the Elite, they lost their matchup in Week 1. Both of these teams, Josh, 0-1 to start this season.
Sting will come out on offense to start this game. Loveland will be coming back out on the defensive side of the ball. To set the play clock, and now Mile High Sting coming out here on offense. Got Magic under center right now. He's going to hand the ball off. Mile High Sting taking it up the right side and finally brought down for a gain of about what looks like 3 or 4 yards. On the carry right there was Isaiah Woody Bergner.
And Josh Woody, he was an absolute powerhouse running back for the Sting last week. He took a majority of the carries for the Mile High Sting. We'll hope to see him get some more today.
Again, Mile High Sting coming off a little bit of a loss last week. Out of state play. Looking to get a strong start here today. Magic again, once under center. Puts a man in motion. That's number 4, Hollywood. End around running right now up the sideline, and he's going to be brought down. Did he get enough for the first down? He is right there. On the carry was Grady Mandel, number 10. And that is going to be enough for a first down for the Mile High Sting. Randall brought the ball up around the left side. Had some pretty good blocking there from the whole offensive line. Just enough for the first down. 1st and 10 from the 35 for the Mile High Sting. Once again, Magic under center. 2-back set. Magic looking to pass. First pass of the game. That's going to go right to number 81, Clift, and that is a good catch, and that will be more than enough for a first down. That's a gain of about 12-13 right there. They're going to be at the 48-yard line, just at about midfield now.
Josh, 81, the big tight end, he found himself open a lot last week. He's definitely going to look to get some more catches here tonight.
Able to make some space for himself. Big-bodied man, get off the line. A lot of speed, a lot of strength. Magic again under center, hands it off to number 10. Once again, he's going to get some room. He's up the sideline now and is finally forced out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. Beautiful run there. And that was number 10, Grady Mandel, once again.
And, Josh, some props to the offensive line once more. Even last week, they were the Hoggies up front. They weren't afraid to be bulldozers and push and manhandle their way into this running game, and clearly the Sting came out with a purpose in this game, get the running game going early.
Well, and that's another thing. They have a pretty hefty offensive line up there that can get a lot of good push started for the run game. That's what you need. You got to get your guys to open up the holes. That's the biggest thing you need. Magic once again under center, looking to hand off, and he does so. That's number 2, Woody. Woody's still trying to fight for that sideline, and he is finally brought down after what looks to be a gain of 5-6 yards maybe. That'll bring up second down for the boys. And just a couple. I want to say 2nd and 6.
And, Josh, we're already seeing much better movement from the Mile High Sting offense this week. The offense, they couldn't quite find their rhythm. It took them into the second half to really find that oomph they were looking for, especially obviously on a hard traveling week going all the way up to South Dakota last week. You're going to have a hard time finding your rhythm. But being at home, you can clearly tell the Mile High Sting, they're much more focused. They're running much more with a purpose.
Well, and Cole, that's what you need to see here, a strong start right out the gate. You do not want to see a team come up to another slow start 2 weeks in a row. That's just unacceptable.
Some nice hard running from Woody there, Josh.
Good for a gain of 2 or 3. And Cole, back to what you were saying, basically the first team that's going to get the best start, the hardest start, the quickest start to this game really is going to put themselves in a good position to keep the momentum on their side and able to really try to run up the score.
And you're really just setting tempo. Both these teams, 0-1, you got to come out with the best start possible. You got to get a win at some point in this season. Might as well start week 2.
Magic under center once again, double back set. Puts a wide receiver in motion, but hands off once again to Randall, and Randall is stopped for no gain at all.
Defense read that relatively quickly there, Josh. You could see 30, the middle linebacker. He came up quickly on the blitz.
The Loveland Elite defense has been pretty good right now. Has not allowed really the Sting to move at will, I want to say, but they've done a pretty good job here. Magic's going to go under center once again. Still a 2-back set. Puts a wide out in motion.
Saw that motion a lot last week. Oh!
That was a broken play from the get-go. Right there as number 3, Waters, comes up with it. So we put Justice Atkins in motion. Not quite sure what they were trying to do with that play because it ended up being a broken play.
And, Josh, it did appear that they were maybe even running a play we saw earlier on this drive with just a quick handoff to the fullback just to divert the defense a little bit, get some room up the middle just to the other side, closer to our side of the field this time, Josh. And just seemed like a little bit of mishap as the play got going there. And
that was a turnover on down. So we're going to see Loveland's offense here on the get-go.
Botch snap there.
Noah Merrill, the quarterback, number 9. Good pass and catch there, and avoiding the tackles. It takes him 3 or 4 guys from the defense to bring him down. That was number 1, Hunter Lloyd, wide receiver at 6'3", 185.
Josh, he had 3 silver helmets around him. That was a great catch. Props to the elite on that one.
Well, and you see Lloyd bounce off a couple tackles there. That's exactly what you want to see for the offense to get going, a gain of 25 yards there. Once again, Merrill in shotgun, and we're going to have a false start, I believe, right off the bat. So that'll set him back 5 yards here to about midfield. And that was a false start for 5 yards. Merrill's going to get the guys back into a huddle, figure out what play they want to run.
And you could see that pressure from the Mile High Sting defense, Josh. It showed up very well, got the elite a bit on their heels.
Absolutely.
Back at that timeline, defense is really starting to show up, as we talked about before here, Josh.
Well, and what the Sting really need to do is get a lot of pressure on the quarterback and force throws. Just like that, as I believe that is a pick if the ball did not hit the ground, exactly what we just said,
Going
Cole.
The other way, Josh.
You need the Sting to pressure the ball up front, and just like that, the Sting end up with a turnover. It's almost like they were listening to us.
And, you know, Josh, the Sting were able to get turnovers defensively last week. They were able to get the ball turned over actually quite a bit, considering how many times they were on defense for that, especially in the second half. And they just came out right out of the gate, got that football back, and now Magic, who already had some great momentum getting down the field, the Sting, they just got to pick up right where they left off.
This is the thing. Keep that run game going. You want to get this run game going, which opens up the passing lanes. If you're able to do that, you'll be able to fly the ball virtually wherever you want to second half.
And quick shout out to that interception. It almost appeared to be just a batted down pass, but he reached with one arm and snagged it with glue on his hands, it seems.
And I believe that was number 23, Trey Williams, with the ball. There was a couple guys. It was really a joint effort.
Yes, 100%.
Coming out of the ball right now, that's Hollywood. Hollywood with a good start there. He's had a good start to this game. strong runner. He is a north-south runner. He'll make one cut and then get up the field, which is what I love to see personally. I don't like to see too many dance moves going on in the background, anything like that. That's how you lose yards. You don't want to do that. You want to go north-south, put points on the board.
And, Josh, that is something you saw from the Sting last weekend as well, is physicality. They're not afraid to get in your face. They're not afraid to lower the shoulder pads and get a little dirty out on the football field.
Well, and that's what the coach loves to see. You love it to see a guy that is not afraid to get his pads hit, to get his, get a little dirty per se.
Have some fire under his belt.
Absolutely. So we're going to see Magic under center. 2-back set once again. We got 2 wide. He's going to put Atkins in motion. Fakes the handoff, throws little wheel route, bubble route to Atkins. Atkins is going to be not brought down yet.
Spin.
He gets the first down and then is finally brought down. We have a late penalty flag. Could be a hit out of bounds because that was thrown at the very, very end of the play. But Atkins, beautiful play there, and he's saying, I'm hungry, give me the ball.
Now, big shout-out to the elite number 17. He read that play almost immediately, but as you said, Josh, he was waiting for him. Excellent spin move, putting him through the spin cycle. We'll see what this penalty is.
So that's actually going to bring him back. That's a holding call on the offense, which is going to be a momentum stopper. You got to see right now, this is already a test early on in the game. 8:36 left in the first quarter. That's going to be a 10-yard penalty, and this is really – that's a momentum stopper. That's a drive stopper. That's not something you want to see right off the bat. Magic, we need to see – one thing that I want to see as number 17 from the defense of the Loveland Elite read that play right away, I want to see a little bit of a harder throw, quicker throw from Magic right there. Get that ball out there. Give Atkins a little bit more room to run, find a route.
Get the football in your playmaker's hands. Make something happen offensively. Get a score on this board.
First time I've seen Magic in shotgun. We've got double wide left. Trips to the right. Magic going to throw. Good
Nice
pass
pass
there to the big man, 45. That's Condre Ellie. And he's going to get way more than needed for the first down. They're actually going to take it all the way to the 44-yard line, back into the offensive side of the zone, which is Loveland.
Keandre and his fellow tight end, Marcus Cliff, they've been excellent for the Mile High Sting back-to-back weeks now. You can clearly see that the tight end is in the game plan for the Mile High Sting.
Magic once again in shotgun. Double wide receivers to the left and the right. Pass is caught. Good to number 2, Woody.
And that pass was in the breadbasket there, Josh.
That's
And
perfect.
could not have been in a more perfect spot there from Hollywood.
So let me ask you this then. From Magic, Magic looks like he's much calmer than last week already. He's already got a few passes down, caught passes. They're gaining chunks of yardage now from each pass of that. What is the difference from you've seen from this week as opposed to last week?
I think you nailed it right on the head, Josh. He just seems much more calm out there on the field. And I think definitely maybe the trip and being at home this week has something to do with it, I'm sure. But even last week, Magic, I'm not going to lie, it wasn't one of his best games. And I think he even realized that in the postgame, especially talking with him afterwards. And I think he really came out, wanted to prove himself now.
So Magic pitches it to Woody, and Woody gets hammered, maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe one. He put a wide receiver in motion, which was number 8, Noah Wells, trying to get a little trickery going there. Nothing doing as the Loveland Elite defensive line stays strong. We do have a great view of the storm that is now to the east of us. We had a couple of lightning strikes relatively close here to start the game. Game was not delayed.
Mother Nature is growling a bit, Josh. We'll try to keep an eye on that. And as of right now, according to Siri, at least it's still a 40% chance of weather or precipitation coming in and messing up this football game.
Well, and Siri's always right. So here we go. We got Magic under center, double backs behind him. He's looking to pass, though, and he wants to. Does he have him? No, he does not have number 45 again, which is Keandre, another one of those big tight ends, Cole.
Yes, sir. It's the tight ends. Clearly part of the game plan, and they're getting open. You got to be able to put that football right on the money because that's 6 points just waiting for you. And
Keandre had a lot of room there.
A lot of room there, and, of course, there's a lot of pressure coming up on Magic at that point. Offensive line had a few mistakes there, but so far the offense has been phenomenal for the Mile High Sting, and a complete 360 from last week, Josh.
Magic, Malik Tollerson, if you guys are just joining us, number 5 is the starting QB for the Sting. He's in shotgun right now. Got a couple wide receivers to the right and left of him. He's looking. He tries to get the flat route out again to Keandre.
And again,
just unable to hit him.
Josh, again, Magic, he's under a lot of pressure there. You had a massive push from the elite defensive end. I believe that was number 85 for the elite, Loveland elite. And he just got right in Magic's face. He had to dump that football out of there. He's a bit off kilter, off that back foot. Couldn't get that football to find a home. But now, Josh, the iron leg, Nick Brady, this is a man we got to see, at least me personally, with the Roadrunners and with the Outlaws. An excellent leg. We'll see what he does here.
Brady for the field goal attempt. Low snap, bad snap, and that kick is going to be well short.
I believe, Josh, that's what you call an announcer's curse.
I agree with that, Cole. But the kick does no good, so we're going to stay 0-0 here with 6:13 left in the first quarter. And, Cole, that's what I wanted to talk to you about real quickly is when you see the pressure get in Magic's face, that's exactly how the Sting got that first turnover. The line up front is getting through. They're penetrating, and that is going to cause a lot of quarterback mistakes. I don't care how good of a quarterback you are or think you are, that's going to cause mistakes. You're going to rush throws. You're going to make a throw on the run. You're not going to be accurate. This is the thing, and this is where the defenses need to take over for the side of the game, and this is what I want to see from the Sting's defense right now. We're going to have encroachment right there.
I believe they may have even caught him off sides with the snap of that football.
And again, that's Merrill. He had a good hard count there to get the Sting to jump off sides. And that was not just one number. I saw a few different Sting members jump off sides. Most notably, I did see 33 Eddie Johnson at the defensive end.
And you are correct, Josh. That's going to be encroachment on the defense there. And as you said, it's the defense's turn to have that mental stability. They have to be mentally strong. And as you said, I would like to even see a defensive score here. The Mile High Sting, they are more than capable of putting 6 points up on for themselves, at least defensively.
Absolutely. And this is the thing that you want to see. The Sting, obviously, they're ready for this. They're jazzed up. But one thing you cannot allow to happen is have that make you cause mental errors. That's the biggest thing. As the Loveland Elite go for a huge gain right there off the back of Anthony Thompson, the running back. Anthony Thompson, excuse me. For a good gain there.
Number 23, Trey Williams for the Mile High Sting. Big props to him for lowering his shoulder, keeping that center of gravity.
On a much bigger back.
A much bigger back. And, yeah, he did get pushed back a few yards, but you could even see on your television screens, ladies and gentlemen, that he got the tackle. He was there.
Well, and that's the thing.
At least for a DB.
Back in the day, I was a cornerback. I didn't get to play cornerback often, but when I did and I saw guys that were much bigger than myself, that's all you got to do. Get the body in front. That's the biggest thing. Another passing play right there. Good defense again.
That was Trey Williams,
by number 23,
Josh.
Trey Williams, as he read that play to a T and almost had the second interception of the game for the Sting's defense.
Trey Williams, DB1, I should say, for the Mile High Sting. And, Josh, just to bring attention to our audience here, we do have some lightning off in the distance here on the south, I believe, east side of the stadium.
Really does look beautiful, to be honest.
Oh, absolutely. Great visuals for football, but we will keep an eye on it, at least as far as our game is concerned.
Merrill is in shotgun with a single back behind him. Trips to the right. He's going to hand it off anyway for a gain of about 4, maybe 3-4 yards. That's on the back again of number 24, which is Anthony Thompson, who looks to me like the big bruising back for the Loveland Elite.
Yeah, I believe that's going to be your powerhouse running back for the Elite, and that's what you saw a lot from last week as well. The Elite, they don't necessarily have a running back by committee. They have lots of running backs, but they definitely, if someone's hot, they're not afraid to just give him the rock and see what he can do.
We see him at 6 feet, 210. Big back right there. Merrill once again in the shotgun.
Multiple receivers set for the Elite.
So there is another flag thrown.
Now
both the offense and defensive line pointing at each other. That was a broken play from the get-go. The whistles didn't necessarily start, which would indicate that it was a defensive line penalty, encroachment or offsides. And that's what I'm seeing. It's going to be an offsides or encroachment penalty on the defense, which will give the Elite another 5 yards.
And unfortunately, Josh, that is going to be on the defense. And Reggie Evans, number 97 for the Mile High Sting, he immediately pointed to the Elite as those flags were
as
thrown.
One would do. It's not me. It's not me. Yep.
And I understand that, but he may have had some.
All the O-line has to do is twitch. That's
just it.
That's it.
And that's just it. He may have had some reasoning for jumping on there. I'll give 97 a little bit benefit of the doubt on that penalty. Not sure what the officials saw.
Merrill looking to pass here. A lot of pressure brought on by the Sting's defensive line. Merrill's going to rush it himself. He's going to take it, bounces outside, stays on his feet. Fumble. He got a ball out.
That's a free ball.
I believe it is still recovered by the Loveland Elite as that ball traveled another 7 yards.
And that's free yardage, Josh.
That's just good luck. That's just a good bounce.
You'll take it, and obviously for the Elite, you want to keep the football in possession, but that's bad luck for the Mile High Sting at this point.
So Merrill was the one who rushed the ball. He decided to take it himself after really good pressure from the Sting's defensive line right there, and a couple linebackers came in on the blitz, which gave him a little bit of room there. But as he was being brought down, he did lose possession of the ball, and they gained a free 7 yards.
Josh, I want to point out that the Mile High Sting, they're continuously going for the football. They're not necessarily going for the tackle.
Oh, my goodness.
Excellent stuff there from number 97, Reggie Evans. More about him in just a minute. But the Mile High Sting, they want the football back. It's not necessarily get the down. They have a mission out there. Get the football in your offense's hands.
Merrill's looking for the play now. He's going to bring it to the huddle. Merrill's done a nice job today. He's done a nice job with a little bit of run and passing. However, the Sting's defense has been swarming like we knew they would. The defense has been a strength for them. It's only 1.5 games into the season so far, but they have been a solid point for the entire Sting team to get a start on. Merrill takes a high snap. He's looking to pass, does so, and that pass is way behind number 87 for the Sting, Nick Mackey. Nick Mackey, another solid-handed wide receiver, 6'3", 185 for the Loveland Elite. Getting the call now. And we do have a rather nice lightning show. It's too far. We're not even getting the thunder anymore, so the storm is moving away from us. But we do have it's a bit of a lightning show behind us. Merrill once again in shotgun. He's got a single back formation. And another. It's got to be offsides. Yep, it's another offsides on the Sting. That's 3 already in this game. And you can't let that happen. You just can't let that happen. That's undisciplined play right there.
That goes back to keeping your eye on the football. Unfortunately, we don't like to break it down to that nitty-gritty, of course, on the broadcast here because, of course, they know what they're doing. But it's plain and simple. Keep your eye on the football. It's too many encroachment penalties on one drive alone.
Well, and that's the thing that you see. You know there's going to be hard counts in football. This is a football game. They're going to try to draw you off sides. You've got to watch for that ball movement. That is the biggest thing.
And clearly the Elite, they know what they're doing with the hard count. And, again, offsides called there. This is a free play for the Elite, Josh.
So that play goes virtually nowhere, maybe a gain of a yard, but that is offside, so that's going to negate the play anyway. They're going to get a free 5 yards once again, which makes it should be third and a very manageable too. Referee's talking, trying to figure it out, and it's looking like it is a 3rd and 2. Merrill's going to come in, give the play to the boys. And again, this is the closest any team has been to the end zone. They are officially in the red zone now at about the 17, 18-yard line.
And Josh, as we said it last week, it was all defense, and clearly it's going to be hard to
Merrill's
get
going to pass for a incompletion there. Sorry to interrupt you, Cole.
No, absolutely.
As that play was good covered, double covered by several of the Sting. And I'm not sure if that was a broken play because we had 2 wide receivers for the Elite kind of in the same area, and that's not necessarily a written-up play. I've never seen anything like that before. But again, it did go off the wide receiver's hands, so he should have caught that.
And for the Elite, that's number 1, Hunter Lloyd, 6'3". That's the second time we've seen at least a competitive target towards that receiver. He brought down one of them, nearly had that one there with his gloves on.
And that's where they are going to have the advantage. They have really tall wide receivers here on this team.
Not necessarily quick, but tall and super athletic.
All you got to do is throw the jump ball. We'll see Merrill once again in shotgun. It's going to be a pass. He's looking to pass. He fakes the bubble route. He's going to take it himself. He's got room to run now. The defense closing in, and good tackle there by, I believe, that is number 52. It's hard to see.
Number 58.
58, Greg Molina. Good eye on the ball, Cole. That was a beautiful tackle from behind on Merrill as I think he had a clear shot to the end zone if he was not taken down from behind.
Craig Molina, you're one of the defensive captains for the Mile High Sting, and he was also an MVP when the Sting traveled to El Paso earlier this year, Josh.
Merrill once again in shotgun. And once again,
now I did see
this is going to be a false start.
I
did see too. This is going to be a false start on them. bringing them back 5 yards, which will be the first false start on the Loveland Elite.
And that's another thing, Josh. A lot of the encroachment penalties, yes, it's clearly on the Sting. They made the most movement. They go across they break the plane, but at the same time, the Elite are moving. They are drawing that contact.
It's just who goes first.
It's who goes first, and it's, to be honest, at this point, whoever the ref sees first.
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to do it again here. Back 5 yards, 1st and 15 now. They still do have a chance to get the first down. And it's a running play.
Excellent play there from the defense.
Beautiful descent. Once again, I see Molina right in the middle of that coverage right there.
Craig Molina soared through that offensive line.
Along
Josh.
with 52,
nobody touched him.
Moya as well is there. And again, that was just great penetration there for a stoppage of no yards at all by the Loveland Elite. Got 1:22 left here in the first quarter, 2nd and 15. Both teams have all their timeouts still. We've had a lot of stoppages of play simply because so many penalties already.
A lot of flags so far,
A lot of
Josh.
laundry on the field. Again, Merrill, is now going to be in shotgun. He's got Baca to his right. He's going to pass, though. Looking to pass. Has all day to pass. Now he wants to brush. He's going to make a couple moves in the pocket. Gets past a couple defenders. He's going to be, it looks to me like a yard short, half yard short. But a beautiful rushing play there by Merrill as he decided to take off. He had, I want to say, around 3.5 seconds to throw the ball, saw no one open. So he's like, hey, I'm going to put this team on my back, take it myself. And they get down to the half-yard line
and
for a first down. They could get the first down at the 1 yard line. So we got past that, Cole.
And, Josh, let's show some massive credit to the Mile High Sting defensive backs. Keep forcing the Elite quarterback to run and scramble on that play.
Merrill has a single back behind him. That's Baca. Merrill's going to hand it off to Baca. Baca's going to go right up the middle, and he is
stuffed. I don't believe they haven't gotten a whistle yet, Josh. I believe
we have the whistle now, and that's Moya with the ball. They got to give him the
forward progression.
Forward progress, absolutely, and they're going to mark him down. He did not get in.
And the clock is going to go ahead and keep rolling here as well,
and
Josh.
That'll be the end. We got 5 seconds left, and they're going to let it run out. That's going to be the end of the first quarter, but beautiful stuff play there by the Mile High Sting as they make a goal line stand. They do not allow the Elite to get in. That was Baca on the ball, a big bruising back as well.
That was absolutely beautiful, and that was led up front on the defensive line. I'm going to give credit to number 97, Reggie Evans, just because he was a free agent rookie addition to the Mile High Sting. And, Josh, I say rookie, not his first year playing football, obviously, but his first year on the Mile High Sting and immediately making an impact. An absolutely amazing stop there and something the Sting needed. They just got to do it one more time.
Absolutely. Guys, we're actually going to take a quick break here as it is the end of the first quarter, and we'll be right back at the start of the second. You guys are watching the Mile High Sting football. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, this is the Mile High Sting versus the Loveland Elite 0-0 game here at the start of the second quarter. However, the Elite have been marching due to a couple errors, self-inflicted wounds, you could say, on the Mile High Sting, especially on the defensive side and offside/encroachment penalties. Second down and inches here as Merrill's just going to take it himself, and he gets...
Waiting for an official word, Josh.
My goodness, if they make – oh, he's in. So that's the first score of the game. The Elite are going to get in barely. I mean, they waited a while to make that call. That's Merrill who just decided to take the ball up himself. And they get in, so it's a 6-0 game now pending the extra point. Dylan Dunham is the kicker for the Loveland Elite, number 10. Good snap there, and kick is up and easily good. 7-0 here at the very beginning of the second quarter.
And Josh,
Loveland Elite takes the lead.
That was just an excellent push from the Loveland Elite. They wanted that score, you could clearly tell, and they were on a march that entire time. And big props to their quarterback as well, not going away without anything on the board. He just dove and sacrificed his own body to make the play. That's all you could ask for from your quarterback.
Well, and the biggest takeaway for the Sting that you got to look at, you cannot make those self-inflicted wounds anymore. They really did help out on a couple times, giving them free 5 yards. You can't do that. You can't. And on top of that, they've had a couple takeaways already. We've had a fumble that they didn't get back, but they've also had an interception. They're doing a good job. You just have to make sure that you don't shoot yourself in the foot.
It's those mental mistakes, Josh. And, of course, even with just 3 penalties, that's 15 yards given to the Loveland Elite. That's something you can't have throughout the rest of this game. But it's the offense's turn. It's time to get back momentum on your side and get rid of the goose egg. Don't let the Elite just take this and run with it the entire game.
Well, and again, all in all, I have been impressed with Magic today as he came out and played. He's played well. He's found his receivers. He's found his targets that he wanted to. He's found his tight ends that he's wanted to. They've done a good job. They've done a decent job up front blocking for the run game. I'd like to see that get a little bit started, a little bit more. But we'll see here as the Sting take the ball back, and they actually got a good chance here.
Excellent block there.
Beauty of a block. My goodness. He's actually going to get the ball all the way out to about the 32-yard line, 33-yard line. And that was a beautiful run-back play as the Elite were kicking into the wind, so that's a little bit tougher to get it to the end zone. But that was Justice Atkins on a beautiful return there and a beautiful crack-back block. I didn't see who blocked that. Did you see that?
That was number 10, Grady Mandel, who absolutely
obliterated,
leveled the one Loveland Elite player. And that's how you open up lanes on the kick return.
Yep. And that's what you want to see as a coach, especially a special teams coach. You're seeing your guys pick up their men. That's what you want to see. So we're going to get the call in here as Magic tells his team the play that they want to run here. And it's looking like he's going to be under center once again with a 2-back set and just one receiver to the left. Good handoff there. Gets it to Randall. Bounced it out. He's going to find the corner and actually slips out of bounds as he saw a much bigger man coming right at him. Decides to live another day. Good run there for a gain of about 7.
Yeah, he was able to bounce that out, able to fight for just the few extra yards. If he went down immediately, it might have even been a loss of downs there, Josh, but able to save it and get a gain of, they're counting here, 4 yards, I believe?
4 yards, yeah. They're counting down where he went out of bounds a little bit earlier than I saw, as that was the far side of the field. So we're going to get the call here. Magic looking like he's going to be under center once again. Magic, a big, tall quarterback. He has no problem seeing all sides of the field and really trying to find the best open wide receiver he can when passing. 2-back set once again. And we have a flag right off the bat. It might be a delay of game, and it is. Cole, this is the thing that we're talking about. You cannot allow – a delay of game is unacceptable. I know penalties happen in a game. Delay of game, I think, in my opinion, is the most unacceptable penalty that you can take. Look, that's going to set you back 5 yards right there that you cannot allow to happen as you just got a 5-yard gain to start with.
No, and even playing devil's advocate a little bit, it's not as if you have the clock right in front of you, but still, if you're the quarterback, that's something that's on the back of your mind. Get your team up, get that ball snapped, get on to the next play.
Well, and the biggest thing is, no, you don't have a digital clock, but you have the back judge signaling you. Wide open wide receiver just misses him. That was number 4. Lorenzo Hollywood Brown, if he were to connect on that, you saw nothing but green in front of you. My goodness, that is exactly what you didn't want to happen. Cole, you know what? I want to say I love the play call there. I like the play call. I like the way they tried to roll their receiver out so that no one saw him, and he got into the backfield. There was no white jerseys back there.
You had more open ocean than the Atlantic there, Josh, and that ball was just over the tips of his fingers. In Hollywood, he's got the speed. He definitely could have gotten there. I believe just that defensive line pressure from the Elite, it's maybe starting to rattle up that offense a little bit, maybe even start going back to that running game we saw earlier in this matchup that was working so well and actually moving the Sting down the field. Seems to be a lot of passing so far in the second quarter.
Magic going to go in shotgun. He's got double wide receivers to the left and right. Has a lot of time in the pocket. Finds an open man.
Josh.
That's Akins. Akins just unable to get there. My goodness.
Josh, that was not on Magic.
Beautiful effort there by Magic to get the ball down there. I think Atkins just really
He's shaking his head, Josh, and he knows.
Overran the route to where he had to try to make a spectacular one-handed grab and was just unable to. But what I love to see here, Cole, now is Magic is making the decisions before he throws the ball. That's what you want to see as a quarterback. He knows where he's going. A lot of times in football, you have to make reactionary plays, and that's fine. But when you know where you're going, you're reading the defense really well.
Well, and it was a third down attempt there, Josh. Of course, you're going to try to get as much as you can, get as much bang for your buck as possible. But you're right. Magic seems much more confident throwing the football, especially as opposed to last week. And it seems to be that that everyone seems to be more on the same page as in terms of the play calling is concerned.
And we had a late addition there, which was a gunner. And so we're going to have a timeout, first timeout of the game, and that is called by the Sting so that they do not get another delay of game here. But Cole, so what are you seeing from Magic again? Because I've liked his decision making here. That's a big thing for me. I want to see a quarterback, like you just said, looking comfortable. That's the big difference from last week to me, is you want to see that confidence growing, not depleting throughout a game.
And we've only seen a couple off-kilter throws from Magic.
And that's because of the defense. Look, we got to give you got to give props to where props is deserved. The Elite's defense has been elite today.
Absolutely. They're getting an amazing push up front from their defensive line, and shout out to the middle linebacker, number 30. He's been flying everywhere. He's been in the Magic's face. He's been in receivers' faces. He's been in the tight ends' faces. Big shout out to the Loveland Elite just for holding strong and doing what they know best and playing Loveland Elite football. But still, there are little things that the Sting can do to overcome this. They just got to get the football back now, Josh.
They get the punt off, and that is caught. And he's not going to be brought down right away, but he is going to be brought down very soon. Number 30, by the way, Cole, is Wes Evangelista, and he was brought down by, I believe that was number 12, which is Dakota Pitts, wide receiver and a gunner for the Sting.
Dakota Pitts, he's more of an athlete for the Mile High Sting. He plays just about every position you could think of out there, just loves playing the game.
Which is all you can ask for. I mean, really, you love the guy that loves football so much, he'll play anywhere the coach asks him to.
Yes, absolutely.
So the Elite will take over here. They're going to take over at about the 37-yard line, we'll call it that. And again, the Elite did score earlier on the last possession, so they are up 7-0 here.
And now, Josh, I know the Sting did get scored on earlier in that previous drive, but now an opportunity to really reestablish yourself as the tempo creators of this game if you're the Mile High Sting defense.
Absolutely. Good penetration there as the defense got through right away, which looked to me like the A gap, but the Elite do find a way to get a couple yards there. Looks like a gain of 4. Second down and 6 here. We'll see what Merrill's going to do. Merrill in shotgun, single back formation, double wide receivers to the left and the right. He's going to look to pass. Merrill has room, has a
deep left side,
long
Josh.
wobbly ball up for grabs.
Get that pick.
Oh, my goodness. That was up for grabs by number 27 and 29, which are Sam Williams and C.J. Cephas, and unable to get away with that. But do we have an injured player? It looks like Williams was down a little bit.
It appears Sam is down, and that is free safety 1, Sam Williams.
He gets up and off on his own. He's jogging off on his own power now, so hopefully nothing too serious. But beautiful effort by both of those guys to go up and try to get that. It looked like a 500 dead or alive ball, really.
And credit to C.J. Cephas. He was there in position to grab that football if he wanted to, but instead he just focused on getting the football out of the air. And that's exactly what you got to do as a DB.
It's one of those things where it's looking so easy to catch that you have two guys almost try to take it away from each other.
Yes.
And that's just football. That just happens. You're always going to try to be a ball hog. Good defense there by
an excellent
the Sting. My goodness. Yeah, sorry. They had beautiful penetration right off the bat, which forced Merrill to throw early. It was completed to Baca, but he was taken down for a decent loss right there as a couple of Sting defenders just completely joined on him. That was Tariq Young with the tackle there. Thank you, Cole.
And no, Josh, and it's just that it appeared that the Elite wanted to run a running back screen,
yes,
but the Sting, they blew it up. They knew exactly where everybody was going to be. They knew exactly what the Elite wanted to run. Almost appeared you watched your film and did the homework if you're the Sting on that play.
So it is going to be fourth down in a punting situation for the Elite. And again, they're going against the wind, so I'm looking for a short punt here. Decent punt. It's going to hit the ground right at the 35 and roll parallel.
Oh
my goodness, no.
Football?
No. A Sting defender, which was number 8, Noah Wells, went right to the ball and couldn't grab it. And I don't know who has it. Every elite player is saying they have it.
And Josh, that goes back to field awareness. I understand.
Well,
you
that's
see
a
green
mental
grass,
mistake.
and that's just you have to understand what is going on.
The
on
Sting are
going
to take over. The Sting are going to take over, which is very, very lucky. It looks like number 32, Jordan Easty Jones, gets the ball back and saves Wells Bacon right there. I mean, my goodness, that is a mistake you cannot make.
No, and I totally understand where Noah Wells was coming from. He saw the football just take a nice, easy bounce. He saw green grass. He just wasn't aware. There were so many elite players right on his back and on his tail, and that was a disaster, major disaster averted for the Sting.
11:53 here to go in the first half. And again, the Elite up 7-0 after scoring on a couple of possessions ago.
And Josh, I got to say, with the penalties, with the dirty laundry, a quick-paced, fast-moving game we've seen so far. I really enjoy this.
We got Magic in shotgun now. Got a running back to his right. And we're going to have a stoppage of play here, as I believe a timeout is going to be called. I don't see any laundry. And that's going to be Elite's first timeout of the half. They didn't like what they saw, I guess, on the defensive side of the ball. Maybe a matchup problem. Maybe saw a wide receiver going uncovered or something, not quite sure. But that's going to give the Sting another chance to get the perfect play going here. As, again, they haven't really been off. Just a couple of overthrows that could have tied this game right up.
And Josh, it's just Magic is just slightly off kilter on those throws as well. We know he can make them. He can clearly be on target with a lot of these throws.
He's got the arm strength.
Again, just that last play with Justice Atkins, you could see it immediately on number 14's face, by the way. Atkins knew it, walked off the sidelines. But that's something you take back and you get momentum now. You have the football back. You have an opportunity to get moving. Run even the same play if you're not afraid. Go ahead and shove the Elite down the throat. It worked last time. You know your wide receiver is going to be open. Save that play in your back pocket and get it scored.
So back gets in motion. He's going to go to the right now of Magic. Magic in shotgun. Got a couple of receivers to his right, one to his left. And he fakes the pitch, and now he's looking to pass. Goes to his second option, which is tight end number 45, which is Keandre Eli. And he catches that for a good gain of about 8. That's going to make it 2nd and 2 here.
And your tight ends for the Mile High Sting, they've been reliable
Absolutely.
all season. They're wide open. There's even just the short passes, even deep. The tight ends, they've been there wide open, just waiting for that football. Get it in your playmakers' hands. And, of course, the big guys, it's got to be Woody and Magic, or Hollywood even, trying to make a play and try to get a score here. But the Elite defensive backs, they've been tight all game.
Magic once again under center, puts a man in motion. He's got a single back formation. He does hand it off, and he is hit right at the line. My goodness, that was number 3 for the Sting, Armani Waters, and Waters had nowhere to go at all as he was swarmed by 4, 5, 6 Elite defenders right there. My goodness.
And Josh, the first man at least on the scene there for the Loveland Elite, that was number 85, defensive end for the Elite. And
big man.
Big man. You can clearly see the size and stature compared to the other defensive linemen, and he got through the line in a hurry. He knows what he's doing on that edge.
That's Kevin Rabai. Magic now in shotgun, looking over, seeing what he wants to go with. Got a couple of wide receivers to his left and right. No back formation.
Excellent pocket there from the offensive line.
He's going to scramble to his left. Pass out to, I believe that was number 82. No, that's not 82. Excuse me. That's number 12. Sorry about that. So that's number 12, which is Dakota Pitts. And he was hit right away, but manages to hold on to the ball, and that's good for a Sting first down.
Finally reaching that 50-yard line for the Mile High Sting. We haven't seen them crack the Elite side of the field since that early part of the first quarter, Josh. We'll see what they can finally do in enemy territory.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for them, and a lot of those problems have been self-inflicted wounds, overthrows, penalties, things that you don't want to see. It's not necessarily even the Elite forcing these problems. These are things they've done themselves. Magic takes a snap. He's going to scramble out to his right. Good pass there. However, Eli is unable to get there as he is absolutely hit by number 30 for the Elite. Good defensive play there by the Elite.
And that's that middle linebacker again, Josh. He's flying everywhere for the Elite. He's becoming a problem for the Sting.
That's something that will have to be addressed at halftime right there for the Sting. 2nd down and 10 here at right about the 50-yard line.
And Josh, I'd really like to see a little bit more of that ground and pound game. It was working extremely well for the Mile High Sting. They were showing a lot of different diversions, a lot of misdirection, and if the Sting can just keep it forward and keep this football moving, we might get to see 6 points at the end of this.
Got 4:44 left here in the first half. Magic's looking to pass. He passes it out to a running back, number 2, and he's going to gain some yardage there as he screams up the sideline right there. Good catch and run. We always want to talk about the yak, yards after catch. Great job there by Woody, number 2, as he kind of ran the bubble route and gets a nice gain of about 9. So it'll be a manageable 3rd down and 1 here.
And a very, very favorable spot from the officials there as Woody, he was kind of, I want to say, tiptoeing across that sideline and finally shoved out of bounds at that 39 or 41-yard line.
Magic's going to go under center. Got a wide out to his right, who is tall. That's DeMarco Skinny Bell. He's going to come in motion now.
Skinny had a great game last week.
Magic wants to throw downfield. He's got a man wide open, and it is hauled in. Beautiful catch there. That's Dakota Pitts making the catch. It didn't look like it was a clean catch. I was scared for a second, but he makes the catch there.
Josh, they finally connect on the deep play, and that's
we do have an injured player, Cole, here real quick. Sorry to interrupt you. And with that, an injured player, we are going to take a quick break here, folks, as we see what's going on here. We'll be right back again. You guys are watching the Mile High Sting. We'll be right back in 1 second. Welcome back, guys. Mile High Sting Network here on the Hive. We are just clearing up after an injured player seemed to be fine, walked off on his own power, so nothing too crazy there. That was an elite player.
Big man just needed to get some water there, Josh.
Might have been cramping up. Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, we have a nice opportunity here. 1st and goal for your Mile High Sting. Magic takes the ball, and it's a reverse handoff there, and oh no, is he going to lose yardage? No, he's not.
Josh.
That's Woody. Woody's going to take it up himself. Does he have room? He's still going. Woody makes it into the end zone. Touchdown! My goodness. I thought he was going to lose 12, 13 yards there, and he finds a way to get to the end zone, and that was all manpower there and determination by Woody. My goodness.
And, Josh, we were even talking about him earlier in this drive. Number 85, that pass rusher, he's been an amazing tackler for the Loveland Elite, but Woody says not today. Puts on his own spin cycle, waits for his blockers
couple of spin cycles.
Couple spin cycles, makes a dive, tiptoes his way in, almost forces himself on the way in, and the line judge waited a while for him to get that touchdown. It was more of a clear touchdown than the Elites on the other end of the field.
That's exactly what you want to see to answer the call to the Elite scoring a few possessions ago. Now, pending the extra point, that kick is up, and it is good. 7-7 tie ball game here now with 8:06 left in the first half. That is absolutely something that the Sting needed there, Cole. You got to answer when the other team scores ahead of you.
And big shout out to number 12, Dakota Pitts, earlier on this drive with the deep, at least 15, if not 20-yard catch. And like you said, Josh, the football did seem to be a little over his head, but he still dove for it, able to reel it in, and that set the Sting up in the perfect position to just punch it in and finish off the drive in the red zone. Got 6 points, full 7 points now, and a tie football game, that's all you can ask for. It's back to 0-0. Momentum is split. Nobody has the massive wave of force on their side of the field yet.
And you know what, Cole? I would even say the momentum's not split. I would say with that phenomenal run there by Woody, the momentum absolutely goes to the Sting side of the ball right there.
Well, and with the way the Sting defense is playing, you get that football back, absolutely.
Already had a takeaway, and you have more than enough time with 8 minutes left here in the first half to try to get that score running up a little bit. So the Sting here are going to kick off as they break the huddle. And again, we do have relatively nice weather. We got a couple of gusts of wind here, a little bit of rain, drizzle, but nothing too major as all the major thunderstorms that we're seeing right now are well out east by now. High of 66, and again, yeah, it's saying it's a little bit of drizzle, nothing too crazy. Got a couple chance for showers later in the day, but right now this is beautiful football weather for me, Cole. And the kickoff is
anything better here, Josh.
About to happen. As Brady gets the kickoff, low kick, but that's going to travel. Bounce first, gets through the hands of an elite player. He recovers, and he's going to take it himself now as number 17 and trying to see the other number. Yep, that's number 17 and 10. So Grady Mandel and Ian Stinson both combined for a tackle there, and they're going to put the ball at about the 23-yard line there.
Now, Josh, for the Mile High Sting, I would really love to see number 23, Trey Williams, and number 58, Craig Molina, your captains of this defense, step up once again, be the leaders and being the force for this defense, and really set the standard on getting this football back, getting this stop. Don't let the elite even get this first down if you can help it.
Well, and Williams has already had a monster of a game. I mean, he's deflected 2 passes and an interception. I mean, not much more you can ask for.
Keep it coming, Josh. Keep it coming.
Merrill's going to take the ball. He is absolutely hounded by a few guys right there. However, he does get the pass off. Good pass there on the run. I love to see quarterbacks being able to throw accurately on the run. That was out to number 18, Trey.
Excellent awareness from number 18, Trey, there as well.
Spotting the sideline and getting his toes in.
And staying away from the Mile High Sting. He knew that everybody was flooding deep on the deep end of the field, and he knew that's where the elite wanted to go, and he just stayed there, got some extra yardage. You live to fight another down if you're the elite.
And pick up some yards there. It's looking like a second down and a very manageable 3.5 yards. Merrill once again in shotgun, has a single back and 2 wide receivers to his left. He's going to look to pass again. Merrill scoots up in the pocket, and he's looking to run now, and he is taken down once again by, who guessed it, number 58. That is who you just called to step up and really did you say he's a captain on this team,
yes,
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's exactly something you want to see from your captains. That is a massive thing. Not only lead by what you say off the field, but lead by actions.
Well, and you are the standard for your Mile High Sting defense. Everyone's going to look up to you to really make that play, especially when it counts, and that's a lot of pressure to have on your shoulders if you're any kind of player out on the field, but as a captain, you accept that challenge, and I know Craig Molina, he welcomes the challenge.
Absolutely. Number 58 on the tackle is Craig Molina. Merrill once again in shotgun single back formation. Looking to pass once again. Have not seen a run on this play. Guns it out to number 18, and 18 did not look that ball in at all. Number 18 is Trey, once again, who had that good catch on the other sideline, far sideline from us. He tried to run before he caught that ball, and as a former receiver, that's something you have to make sure it hits you in the hands, you have possession of the ball, then you take off.
Always assure you have the football in your hands, and of course, the Sting, they've been hounding the football. I mean, if I was out there on the field, Josh, my head would most certainly be on a swivel the way the Sting have been flying and swarming to the football.
Well, what I like to see from the Sting defense and what I've seen a lot today is especially I see at the very least, 2 guys swarming the ball. It's not solo tackles yet. It's 2 guys helping each other out. And as a defensive coordinator, you have to see that. You love that. And again, no way are we going to see an encroachment call here. Just waiting on the call. The referees are conferring right now. We have referee John Sporoff, umpire Johnny Treacy. And it's a false start there on the elite as they conferred. They all got together and conferred. We have the linesman, Bobby Albee, line judge Jesus Navar, side judge Hank Carey, field judge Charles Flynn, and the back judge John Shapiger.
And Josh, that's what you love to see, that if you're the Mile High Sting. It's finally you have your mind under control. You're focused on what's happening on the field. It's the elite now paying the mistakes.
Merrill looking to pass. Merrill fumbles the ball. Ball's on the ground still, and the elite at least I saw an elite player with it last, and they're going to give it to the elite once again as Merrill was hit, and he was trying to make a pass, and that ball was just swatted right out of his hands by the big bear paw of, I believe that was number 52, Ruben Moya.
Well, and I want to say
and number 47 as well, yeah, Tariq Young.
Number 47, Tariq Young. He was the player that could have scooped that
yes.
football up. And
it was in his breadbasket.
It was in the breadbasket, and if he just retains that possession of that ball, that's 6 points for the Sting.
Well, we have a 3rd and long situation. I'm talking 20-plus yards here. Merrill in shotgun. He's got a single back formation. You got to look to pass here or maybe just run a few yards and make for better punting situation there, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Get a little bit more room for their punter. But again, this is a massive punting situation now as the Sting's defense comes up huge there.
That was absolutely ideal, Josh. And as you said, I'm standing here corrected. The momentum is clearly on the Mile High Sting side of the football. That touchdown on the previous drive clearly put enough momentum on the defensive side to where that's all they needed to make sure to keep the Loveland Elite on their side of the field. And we talked about it. Keep Loveland away from that first down. They did get one first down, but you still kept them on their side of the field. Absolutely ideal situation if you're the Mile High Sting.
Well, and after a running touchdown like that, a rushing touchdown like that, oh my gosh, snap over the head. It's going to be in the end zone.
He's going to have to get
Merrill's
rid of this
got to do something. He pooch kicks it out. He gets it off. My goodness,
touch it. Don't touch it. Oh, okay.
The Sting take it, and that is number 32, Jordan Easty Jones. Excuse me, guys. We had a lot going on there. What I wanted to say was that absolutely is a momentum shift. That's what you want to see. The momentum was shifted, and again, even with that bad snap going into the end zone, I'm shocked Merrill was able to get that off, as he is also the quarterback and the punter thus far. He gets that off with a little pooch kick, and they're going to give it to the 40-yard line already on the offensive side of the ball, which is amazing for the Sting here. Magic and the Sting, let's see what they can do here going on. They have more than enough time. 4:50, almost 5 whole minutes here. Couple of timeouts. Have a lot of time. They can run the ball as much as they want here. They don't have to pass. It's not a passing situation. The ball is in your court now, literally. You can do whatever you want with this here. Magic now under center. He's got trips left. Single receiver set to the right. Puts a man in motion. That's Woody. He's going to fake the handoff, now looking to pass. Good.
They're going to take advantage deep here, Josh. Oh,
gets the ball out to Atkins. Atkins hangs onto it and has a lot more room, makes a couple shifty moves and is brought down at the 28-yard line. Beautiful pass and catch there from Magic to Atkins. As you see, they've kind of got something going right now,
Yeah,
Cole.
Absolutely. And, Josh, the passing game seems to be clicking a little bit more than the running game has. And that was a surprise for me. It appeared from what we saw in the first quarter, the running game really had been taking a stand for the Mile High Sting. But the pass blocking has really kind of fixed itself. They're tightening back up. They're keeping a nice, solid pocket. Magic, he still has to scramble every once in a while and use his
But that's
legs.
okay because he is definitely he's got the ability to do that.
He's a very
totally
athletic
fine.
quarterback, and he's definitely not afraid to be the playmaker on this team. But I'm sure even Magic would ideally rather get the football out of his hands, as he does
Two-back
here.
set. He's looking to pass. He's got a man wide open. That is number 4. Touchdown for the Mile High Sting. That's number 4, Lorenzo Hollywood Brown. Beautiful pass and catch there from Magic to Hollywood. That's going to put him up 6 here, 13-7 with 3:51. That took a minute off the clock. Not even a minute. 59 seconds off the clock there. Beautiful pass and catch there by the Sting with a chance to go up 7 here late in the first half.
Josh, we have seen that play a lot so far today from the Mile High Sting. And again, they're finally getting them to connect. This is the second drive in a row. And the first one was, of course, to number 12, Dakota Pitts. That brought him close into the end zone, into the red zone. This to Hollywood just seals the deal. You get 6 points. It's what the Sting have been trying to do all year as well. It's that quick, fast-paced scoring that just obviously brings momentum to any side of the team.
Low snap there. Actually, they're going to try to run it now for the 2-point conversion. As that snap was a bad snap, they're not going to get it. So they're going to stay up by 6, 13-7 here as the snap hit the ground. So Brady wasn't able to even try to get the kick off. But Cole, exactly what you said right there. That's a little bit of a slip up there. But going back to the offensive possession here, that's exactly what you want to see. Magic is settling in now. He knows where his receivers are going to be, and he knows he's figuring out the touch. That's what you want to see. Earlier on in the game, he missed a few longer passes. You got to hone in on the touch of the ball. That is the most important thing as a quarterback. You have to be able to read the defense and then put the right touch on the ball. He's doing exactly that and did exactly that on the last possession of the ball. You can't ask for anything more from your offense.
No, and there's much more confidence you can tell in that his offense will stop the defense and give him time to get rid of the football. He has that 3 seconds to just really take that few steps back, set his feet, launch that football, and it was a beauty right into Hollywood hands. You couldn't ask for a better pass from your quarterback. You'd love to see it. You just need to see it happen a couple more times throughout this game, and the Sting, they're going to run away with this if they're not careful.
So, again, we're getting ready here for the kickoff. We still have 3:51 left here in the first half. Brady's getting ready to kick it off. Again, wind at his back, so look for a little bit longer kick here, as we do have a pretty stiff breeze here going on. I'd say around gusts 12, 15 miles an hour right now. Brady kicks. Short kick here, actually. He's going to get out to about the 20. It's picked up by the Elite. They're going to have a lot of room to run here as an Elite player makes a couple cutbacks. And I believe the man with the ball that's number 8, Antonio Burgess, excuse me.
Now, Josh, if you're the Elite, it's run as much clock out as possible, get down the field, and score before you get into halftime. But if you're the Sting and you get this football back, that's an excellent opportunity to take all of the momentum into halftime, into your locker room, or as we should say, our respective stands here at DPS.
And Cole, for the Elite right now, getting any points, even a field goal, is not a bad thing. If you can get any type of points, because the biggest thing is
it's only a 6-point game.
The Sting just missed their extra point. If you get a field goal here to end the half, you're down by 3. That is some momentum that you can grab onto and get ready for the next half of football. Long pass out here to the left, or close sideline, excuse me. They're not going to connect. And, they actually made a quarterbacking change. As a quarterback right there, that was number 4, Lucas Arthur, 6'2", 220. So Lucas Arthur now in at QB, taking over for Merrill.
And, Josh, it doesn't appear that Merrill is injured. It just appears that the Elite may be trying something different here.
Nothing wrong with that, as it still is early on in the season. We do have a stoppage of play. We're looking at seeing what's going on here. The Elite breaking out of huddle now. A little bit of a clock issue there as they're fixing it right now, and the game is about to get underway here. Elite just huddling up one more time. And again, Cole, I want to talk about this defensive side of the ball a little bit at halftime.
Yes.
The defensive side of the ball for Sting has been their strong point thus far, and it's not even by that much because their offense has been showing out. They've been able to handle really virtually everything, which is something that you really want to see here. And again, the new quarterback, that is Lucas Arthur, finds a wide receiver wide open. That is number 87, who's got a good gain there. Number 87 is Nick Mackey. Good touch on the ball, and that was a strong throw. Good, strong throw there by the quarterback, Lucas Arthur. Arthur now in shotgun, got a single back to his left. He's looking to pass once again. He's got to scramble, though. And he is going to be sacked there by the Sting. That's a joint effort, but that is number 33 with the sack there, which is Eddie Johnson, the defensive end, a big, tall defensive end there, getting to Arthur as he was looking to pass.
And, Josh, we've been talking about this defense being forceful, being aggressive, being flying to the football. It's dominance.
Absolutely.
It's a single word that you can have here, and it's been phenomenal to see the Sting have controlled the pace, and that's defensively as well.
Yes.
Yes, as you said, Josh, it's been great on the offensive side of the ball, but in terms of pace of this football game, it has been controlled by the Mile High Sting defense.
Arthur looking to pass again. He's going to go right up the middle, and that is to number 87 once again, which is Nick Mackey. Beautiful pass. That was a rocket from Arthur right up the gut.
Hey, Josh, if that football was just a little slower, Craig Molina, the middle linebacker for your Sting, number 58, nearly had that interception.
And we have an injured player here real quick. And with an injured player, you know what? We're actually going to take a quick break here, guys, with just 2:12 left here in the first half. We'll be right back. This does not mean All right, guys, welcome back. That injured player was able to walk off by himself under his own power again, which is always a good thing to see. I've seen a few guys stretching out on the sideline, on the elite sideline, just cramping up a little bit, which, again, right now, actually, with the rain that we've had to the east, it is a little bit more humid, which can absolutely make some people cramp up here. Looking for a pass again. Once again, as Arthur's going to air it out. Deep pass. He's got a wide open wide receiver, and they actually make the catch and score a touchdown. My goodness, that was Arthur to number 8, number 8 for the elite, Antonio Burgess, which, my goodness, that was a beautiful passing catch.
And, Josh, we've seen that defensive dynamic duo, C.J. Cephas, Sam Williams. They've been doing an excellent job in the secondary. For that one split moment in this game, they finally got beat, and the elite take advantage.
And that was a beautiful passing catch there from Arthur to Burgess. And Arthur, who appears to have had a little bit of a stronger arm here for the elite, does a phenomenal job. And we have a tie ball game here pending the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. So right now, 2 minutes exactly left here in the first half, which gives the Sting some time. They have enough time here to try to get the ball down the field and maybe get a field goal out of this.
Well, see, now, Josh, this flips it on the other side of the ball, correct?
Absolutely.
As we talked about on that kickoff on the previous drive before the elite got going here. It's the Sting's opportunity now. Kill clock, get down the field, get points on the board, and as even for the Sting, a field goal, 3 points, that's still plenty of momentum to go for you here if you're the Sting. To take something into halftime, it's an extremely close game. I mean, a field goal even makes it 16-14 now, but 14-13, the Sting, you're only down 1 point. It's nothing to hang your heads low about. You still are dominating this football game defensively. The offense is finally kicking into gear. If anything, offensively, Josh, you're more worried about getting that 15-minute break at halftime when you're finally getting your rhythm here.
Well, and Cole, on this side, the defensive – look, that entire defensive series, just this last defensive series, they made one mistake. Other than that, they were playing well. They were stopping the boys where they needed to. One mistake, yes, it allowed for a touchdown. Get it out of your mind. Short memories in football is so important. You cannot remember, okay, I made a mistake and let you hang your head about that. You can't do that. Kickoff is here. That's going to go over Atkins' head and through the end zone. So nothing doing there. They'll get the ball. And again, now the elite take the lead, 14-13 here. Magic is going to be in shotgun now with 2 wide receivers to his left, 2 wide receivers to his right. He's going to go move right up. Take the ball under center now. 2 minutes exactly here left in this first half. They have more than enough time, couple timeouts now. He's going to get that ball out to Woody. Woody's going to make a good gain there. As I would say, the elite are kind of starting to play prevent defense here. Just make sure no one gets over their heads, anything like that, gets behind them. That's the biggest thing here. Ball is now at the 38-yard line for the Mile High Sting. Magic and shotgun once again. 2 wide receivers to his left and right. He's going to take the snap. Airs it out. He's got Atkins. Atkins, a lot of room, but he's going to throw an interception. And that interception goes to number 2 for the elite. And he's got a lot of room to run now. He finally gets out of bounds. So that's a poor play that you don't want to end the first half on, especially with the momentum that you had about 10 minutes ago. And that all changes now, which is exactly what the Sting did not want to happen whatsoever. That's honestly the first real big miscue I've seen from Magic. That pass was not in the area really of where Atkins was. Atkins really, really, really had to adjust to that to his best of his ability. He was obviously unable to. That's the first big miscue I've seen from Magic, other than a couple of overthrows, but you can fix those. Those are the big things. He misread the play. That's what you don't want to see.
Well, and it's nothing, as you said, Josh. You can't take it into halftime, look it over, talk with your coach about it, get those mistakes fixed. The game isn't over.
No, by any means. Arthur's going to air it out here and going to throw into no man's land. as it's looking like he wanted number 87 again. That's Nick Mackey, who is by far and away their tallest receiver. However, it looked like really the only player that was even close was Sam Williams. He was on his horse to get out there, try at an interception, but he was still about 10 yards away.
Well, and we've seen Sam Williams, free safety one. He's been just flying on
everywhere,
the secondary.
all
He's
over.
Been everywhere. He's been an excellent captain for this defense.
So as time's winding down here in the first half of football. Got about a minute 30 left here, minute 25. Arthur's going to be in shotgun once again, couple of wide receivers to his left and right. Nick Mackey seems to be his favorite wide receiver thus far. Arthur takes a snap once again. He's going to scramble. He's got to go right up the middle. He's going to decide to run it by himself.
Excellent stick there from the Sting.
And that is a beautiful tackle there by no one else but 58, the captain, Molina. That's exactly what you want to see from one of your defensive captains on this team.
And he's stepping up, and he's been able to read the quarterback very well. And, of course, the quarterback for the Elite, he's been able to scramble, get out of the pocket. And, I mean, that's all thanks to the amazing pressure from the defensive line. It's just about keeping that quarterback contained at this point. You can't let him look like Lamar Jackson out there on the field.
No, not at all, especially when you've already made a QB change. That's the biggest thing. You want to try to keep this QB as rattled as possible. However, with Arthur throwing a pretty good touchdown just a couple series ago, last series I believe, that's going to be a confidence booster for him. You got to get pressure to him now. You got to rattle his cage a little bit heading into halftime. That'll really, really, really give you a good advantage heading into the second half of football here. We're going to get going. They're right at midfield here. Still 14-13 in favor of the Elite. As time winds down here in the first half. Got a couple wide receivers to the right and left. And Arthur has a single back just to his left. He's going to take the snap here. Obvious passing situation here. Has a lot of time back in the pocket now. Being chased down. Let's see. His pocket collapses. He's got.
That's a fumble,
Josh. Was that a backwards pass?
If
that was a backwards pass, there was no whistle. That'll be the Sting's ball if that is a backwards pass. Obviously, all the Elite players are saying that was a forward pass.
There was no whistle, Josh, and it did appear that number 24, the running back, was behind the quarterback.
That's Anthony Thompson, so we'll see.
I believe that should be a fumble, Josh.
The referees are conferring, and they're going to say it was an incomplete pass as it was a forward pass. Cole, by maybe half a yard. Maybe half a yard. And
John,
I'm going to disagree with you. I think it was a forward pass. I saw the way it was lined up, but I'm talking by inches.
It was
absolute
extremely
inches.
close. It was a very close call. There's a reason the officials and the men in the striped shirts are out there. They're there to deliberate, make the final decision.
Yep.
Even up here, Josh, like you said, we had two different points of view on that play.
But that's exactly what you want to see from the Sting. They are getting to the quarterback. That is a huge thing that you need to see during the second half. And I want to give a shout-out to Eddie Johnson right there. The defensive end was closing quickly, and that is a big man that you don't really want to see right in front of your face.
It's very fair why you would want to get that football out of there as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. So once again, third down here, third and a couple yards, but Arthur and the team are looking for more as he is once again in shotgun. He's going to take the snap here. Looking to pass. Got to scramble a little bit. Really, pockets collapsing, and he is going to
grab the sack.
Brought down. That's a coverage sack right there, as there was no one open, and Arthur was not brought down, but he was in the grasp. He was in the grasp of several Sting players, and that'll be the third and final timeout by the Sting, trying to save as much time as they can. It is now a fourth down play. It is fourth and six, and we'll see if they choose to punt or just try to go for it and throw the ball up as high as they can and then go incomplete.
Well, but Josh, we have unfortunately we had our clock taken off here. We got triple zeros reading up on the official scoreboard, but on our clock we're trying to keep track for you here on the Hive Network. We got about 47 seconds left, and that's just about enough time if you're the Elite. Kill enough clock to where even if it is a turnover or downs of some sort, the Sting can't exactly march down the field in 50 yards without throwing a Hail Mary themselves at least.
Exactly. So it's looking like the Elite are going to go for it, and they are. It's going to be a pass. That's going to go nowhere as Arthur was drilled. I mean, he was hit hard, and that was put on by number 44, Sean Hopkins. I mean, we heard that hit from up here in the press box.
And Sean Hopkins, he's another one of the first-year Sting players this year, a free agent. He's been around the CFC and all these different semi-pro conferences throughout Colorado, and he's been an amazing football player. And, again, just one of those players making an immediate impact for the Mile High Sting.
Well, and one thing I love to see is you already got the ball in the opponent's territory. That's absolutely what you want to see there. As Magic has the ball, Magic and the Sting have the ball at the 48-yard line.
And, Josh, there's just about enough time here for the Sting. Run some of those deep pass plays. Get Hollywood open. Get Woody open.
Well, and Hollywood is speedy. He can get past the coverage. That's exactly what you want to see. With that, there's going to be a timeout here by the Elite. As the play clock was running down, they did not like what they saw whatsoever. So the Sting will also huddle up here to try to see if they can find the perfect play, see what they can do with that.
And, Josh, I mean, I'll even – you've been watching this game just as much as me. If you could get it into any one of your receivers' hands, I mean, Hollywood, you obviously have the speed, but Woody, he's been able to be maneuverable. He's been athletic. He hasn't been able to be brought down very easily. You have to have multiple elite defenders on him. I mean, who would you target on this play?
Well, you said it, Hollywood, Woody, or honestly, I love Atkins' speed as well. Atkins has been a phenomenal wideout today. He's been missed a couple times. I don't think those misses are on him. I'm not going to put those on him. You got a couple good, sure-handed receivers here that are quick. Magic's going to take the snap. He's going to throw the ball right out and over the hands of number 4, Hollywood Brown. So right idea, Cole. That's what we want to see. That's the type of play. I like the quick snap and the quick release to save time. I'm not sure I love the play choice of going 5 yards up and trying to get the ball out there. But, again, they have more than enough time to try to get a couple run yak. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Get a couple yards after the catch there. I like the idea. Execution was not there. So Magic's going to be in shotgun here once again.
Well, and you can see the Sting, they are somewhat trying to target the receiver in single coverage. You only have one safety back for the Elite this entire game. Take advantage.
Magic under pressure. He's going to do a little jump throw there as Atkins gets the ball. And Atkins has got to find out of bounds, and he actually does. Great job there to find the out of bounds after getting the first down. So you have some time here. Got about 30 seconds left here. And a first down, and you're on.
I believe that's going to be the 35-yard line.
Yeah, well, 37-yard line right there.
And this is an excellent opportunity for the Sting. You're knocking right on the door of the red zone. The Elite, they're on their heels, and if you could just even get this really quick score, that would just speak mountains.
Well, and I want to say this, Cole, really quick. One big thing is you have the wind at your back. You can shoot for a longer field goal here attempt. It's not going to hurt you. If you can't get the ball down there in the end zone, it's not going to hurt to try for a longer field goal attempt. Nothing's going to happen other than missing it. Magic passes to Hollywood. Hollywood makes the catch.
He's going to break free, Josh.
Got the feet to keep on going. They're going to go for the spike right now. You got to go for the spike. Time is winding down very quickly.
And you've got to be running out of time here if you're the Mile High Sting, and he does get that off in time.
And it's going to be third down here.
So, Josh, you're closer to the 30-yard line if you're the Mile High Sting. And we've been seeing these short, choppy passes. I believe it might be right about this might be the right time to start looking for that deep pass. Start looking for that receiver on the corner of the end zone at least.
Yeah, you got to do something here. And you got about 3 yards to the first down. I'm not saying to do any type of short play here, but if you can do one that gets you down to the 7-5-yard line like that, that's a first down, and you'll have about 10 seconds to run 2 plays there to try to get in the end zone. That's what you want to see.
And notice you have single coverage on either side of the field here. We'll see what
Magic's going
to
throw a long bomb out to Hollywood. Hollywood's got it. Touchdown. Beautiful passing play right there. Magic to Hollywood on the exact same play that they had for their first touchdown of the day. That is beautiful execution that you want to see from Magic. Again, finding his touch on the ball. He came right back from that interception he threw the last series. That's what you want to see, Cole.
And, Josh, as you said, that play was almost identical to the previous scoring play, if not the same exact play. It's to the exact same receiver. And he didn't have near as much separation on that coverage as well, but Hollywood said, no matter, I'm still going to reel it in and get us some 6 points before we get into halftime.
Now, pending the extra point here from Brady, we can have a 7-point lead going into the half, and that kick is up and good. So 20-14 here now. as we are coming into the waning seconds of the first half of football. Beautiful response there as Arthur threw a beautiful pass the previous series. Great response there by the entire Sting offense. Great play calling by the head coach, offensive coordinator, everything like that. You wanted to see your line blocking. They did that. They gave Magic just enough time to get that pass off. You want to see good run play execution. You had great route running right there by Hollywood Brown. That was flawless execution. That's
Perfect
what you
execution.
need to end the half.
Yeah, absolutely. You stopped the mistakes. You stopped shooting yourself in the foot. We didn't see nearly as many penalties on the Mile High Sting, and actually they've seemed to have gotten it under control this entire second quarter. Can't ask for anything better from your Mile High Sting football club. That's the momentum you need to go into second half, especially with a Loveland Elite team. No one wants to go 0-2. You know Loveland is going to come out into the second half fighting, crawling, scratching, doing whatever they can to climb back into this one.
So we're getting ready to kick off here. And again, this is the waning seconds of the first half of football here. If you guys are just joining us, the Sting up by 7 on a very late touchdown here. 20-14 up by 6, as the Elite did make their extra point. Brady will be kicking off for the Sting. He's going to do a squib kick here just to try to get the clock to run out at all. It's getting chippy down there towards the end of the first half there.
You can start to see some fight with these players here, Josh. And you've been seeing it a couple on the turnovers, especially plays where obviously the frustration is going to boil somewhat higher, but you can tell these teams are starting to build that rivalry. You can start to feel the energy build up out onto the grass.
So we just heard the referee say 17 seconds left here in the first half. So not much you can do as the Elite have taken their timeouts.
And, Josh, if you're the Elite, it's execute, 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 execute. If you get something that maybe gets you past the 50-yard line, maybe gets you a nice little 20-yard gain to where you can still spike the football, have enough time, yeah, that's great. But at the Loveland Elite, execute something that you know will work, something that will get you some momentum into the second half.
Arthur's going to take the pass as that pass is almost picked off by Williams once again. My goodness, that was bobbled.
Huge.
That was bobbled a few times by the Elite wide receiver.
I mean, Josh, talk about a deflating play. If Sam Williams brings that interception in before even the half is over, that is massively deflating in this football game. And if you're the Elite, you got to avoid that. Execute a good place. Take that momentum into the second half. Really build this squad up from the bottom again and climb back into this. You're down but not out if you're the Loveland Elite.
That was Tyrell Daniels, the intended wide receiver there, unable to haul it in as the pass was behind him from Arthur. Arthur just looking for anything here now. He's going to take the shotgun. Pocket collapsing on him, and he heard footsteps. That was number 18, the intended wide receiver, Elias Rodriguez, and he was backing away from that play. He was hearing footsteps right there.
Number 97, Reggie Evans. You can see him clearly out on that front defensive line. He was breathing down the quarterback's back on that play.
Footsteps he probably heard, was number 23, Trey Williams right there, as you saw pretty much just a white jersey ready to be prowled on.
Yes.
That's all he saw was a target right there. Arthur's going to take the ball one more time. Again in shotgun, and he's going to give it out to number 24, the running back, Big hit there. Bounces off of it, and he's got room to run now. My goodness, he finally gets down, but coming down in bounds. Do they have one more timeout to use, or was that the waning seconds?
I believe you did have one more timeout there, Josh.
That was Thompson, Anthony Thompson, making plays, putting the team on his back. They did have one more timeout there. But the referees are conferring, do they have enough time to call that timeout? So the time expired as the play was still going on. That is the end of the half. The Sting are going to go into halftime up by 6, 20-14. Cole, what did you see? Actually, you know what? First of all, I want to give a shout out to Williams, Moya, and a couple other the Sting defense that have done a phenomenal job getting to the ball. Like I said, they've been tackling as a team. It's not been solo tackles. It's been nothing like that. Also, Molina doing a phenomenal job as the captain.
Josh,
these guys have been everywhere, Cole.
Yeah, Craig Molina has been absolutely phenomenal for the Mile High Sting defense. He's been doing great, doing excellent work, and from all the captains from this Mile High Sting team, they're doing their jobs, and it's such a flip side of the coin to see from last week's loss, Josh,
Yes.
when the Sting were taking on the Rapid City War Eagles, and the team didn't seem focused. It didn't seem like everything was quite there. It seemed like the team was just shooting themselves in the foot. And if you asked the players in postgame, they would have agreed with you. They felt that they were playing good football. It was just those little details they couldn't quite fix. And, Josh, you saw that earlier in this game in the first quarter, lots of penalties, lots of encroachment, especially from the defensive side. But as we got towards the end of that first half, that was perfect football. That's exactly what you want to see from if you're the Mile High Sting. You're at home. You're taking advantage. You have full execution in play. And, Josh, we gave a lot of shout-outs to the defensive side of the ball, offensive side of the ball. Let's go ahead and give the credit where it's due. Magic Malik Tollerson, the quarterback, number 5 for your Mile High Sting, completely turned it around. Now, of course, there's still a few mistakes being played. There was an interception made towards that in that second quarter that was hard.
Yep.
And that definitely puts you back just a little bit, but the confidence hasn't wearied, and that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's still there throwing the football. He's slinging it with a purpose. He knows what the defense is about to do. And even if he does make the mistakes, he's not letting that dictate this entire football game.
No, that's the biggest thing you want to see from your leader on offense, your quarterback. The quarterback is the leader of the offense. And I want to give a shout-out to Hollywood Brown as well, as he made a couple amazing catches, 2 touchdown catches right there. But, look, Malik Tollerson, Magic, he had to get the ball there, and he did exactly that. He came back after an interception and then went on and threw a touchdown. That's exactly what you want to see from your leading quarterback right there. You want to see him be able to brush off the mistakes. If you are a quarterback that gets in your own head, that's something that cannot happen. You cannot allow that to happen. You cannot be the type of player to get down on yourself and hang your head, especially if you are in a leading position. That is not something you want to see at all. So, with that being said, I want to give a shout-out to the wide receiver, Hollywood Brown, who made some phenomenal catches. Atkins made some hard contested catches as well. And again, going back to Magic, I think altogether, he's got a B+, A- rating right there. I was pleased with what I saw. Couple of poor reads there. That's okay. That happens in a game. Couple of miscommunications and a bad interception, in my opinion. But after that, he came back and threw 3 touchdowns. Well, that's what you want to see.
And let's give a quick shout-out, too, to the big men up front, going left to right, left tackle to right. We got Devontae Woods, Willie Cordes, Suezo, Maxwell, and Iverson. It was a little bit of hard time during the pass blocking, which we were able to notice. Magic, he was having to throw off his back foot. He had to scramble a lot more than usual, but they were even able to step it up. They talked with each other. They were able to get in their own huddle. They came out and they said, hey, let's control this football game. We're the big men. This is our football game, and it's been clear that the Sting, they want this win. Clearly, at least they've won that first half.
Absolutely, Cole. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting second half of football here coming up in about 10 minutes. You guys are watching the Mile High Sting on the Hive Network. We'll see you in a few. Welcome back, everybody, here at the start of the second half of football. If you guys are just joining us, I am Josh Grismer, the play-by-play commentator, alongside my trusty partner, Cole Smith, color commentator Nick and Amato, helping us out behind the scenes. Thank you guys so much. We really do appreciate your help. We could not do this broadcast without you guys. I want to start by saying it was a fun first half of football. We had a couple of miscues there, a couple of turnovers, some good deep balls, especially by the Sting, getting those two deep touchdowns late in the game. Cole, what were some exciting takeaways that you had from this first half of football?
I mean, anything besides the defensive side of the ball for the Mile High Sting, but big shout out, as we said, and during our slight halftime show, Lorenzo Hollywood Brown, number 4 for your Mile High Sting. He's been the speedster. He's been anywhere you need him to be as far as Magic's concerned. Number 5, your quarterback for the Sting. And he's made 2 big plays. He's got 2 scores already, the only scores for the Mile High Sting so far. But also, let's not count out the other receivers. We've had number 12, Dakota Pitts. He's made some excellent plays himself, stretching out, showing off his athleticism. And, of course, Woody back-to-back weeks now. He's been just excellent for the Mile High Sting, doing everything you could ask for from your receiver.
Well, the thing about Woody is you want him to tote the rock, and that's exactly what he's been doing. He's been kind of I even want to say a bell cow back right now, even though I know that's not exactly what his primary position is. But he's had a couple of these reverse handoffs and ran the ball very, very well. Ran a couple of wheel routes, a couple of bubble routes in there as well, where it's really catching the ball is the easy part in that point. And you have to get the yards after catch. That's exactly what you want. So seeing that from primarily a wide receiver is what you love to see. On top of that, they got Baca as a really good running back right now for them, kind of a bruising back. Some guy that can take a hit and give a hit. That's what you want to see as a running back.
We've even seen Grady Mandel lower his shoulder.
Absolutely, number 10.
He's been an excellent game so far.
So again, it's looking like the Elite will get the ball to start off the second half here as Brady and the rest of the crew are getting ready to kick off the start of the second half. If you guys are just joining us, the Sting are up by 6, 20-14. Coming off of a couple of late touchdowns there. They were looking like they were going to head into halftime down by 1, and then a couple of things happened there that let them really take the lead towards the end of the game, which has been really beneficial for the Sting and a good momentum shifter. There was a couple minutes there towards the end of the half where it looked like the Elite were really going to get that momentum going into halftime. And just with the flip of a switch and a beautiful pass and catch, Sting take over.
The Sting have been able to stay confident, and they're staying true to their path so far in this game.
Kickoff here goes to the Elite. Got a lot of room to run here, as that is number 6 who's going to be taken out of bounds. Number 6 for the Elite is Tyrell Daniels. Seems to be the primary receiver for all things kickoff punt related. And it's looking like Arthur's going to trot back out there as the starting QB. So we did have Noah Merrill, who was the quarterback for the first half and first quarter, half of the second quarter as well. And then Lucas Arthur, number 4, coming in here and actually throwing a couple darts on target and doing a pretty good job here at quarterback.
Arthur has been doing okay so far for this game. He's obviously showed a little bit more arm strength.
He's throwing some darts.
But, I mean, so far he's been able to stay calm, confident, and he's been the man for the Elite.
Arthur's going to start off the second half here in shotgun. Got a single back to his left, and he decides to hand it off to him. That's going to be Thompson. And Thompson really doing a good job getting those hard-fought yards. My gosh. And he's going to get the ball up for a solid gain of about 6 or 7 right there. Let's see where they mark them. Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be 2nd and 3 here for the Elite. Another thing about Arthur that I like, he's made some good decisions where he's throwing the ball. That's actually what I like to see, as opposed to Merrill didn't necessarily not do that, but it seems to me like Arthur has been a little bit more sure of where he wants to go with the football, and let's see where that takes him later on in the second half. Good blitz coming on by the Sting. Ball up for grabs there. Intended receiver was number 1, Hunter Lloyd, on the coverage.
And Hunter, he's been one of the key receivers for the Loveland Elite so far in this game. He's had one pass earlier in the first quarter that he went up and absolutely snagged with one-handed grab. He had another one that went towards him, couldn't quite reel it in, and that one just off the tips of his fingers. Again, it's that defense, it's the DBs for your Mile High Sting, and that one, number 29, CJ Cephas, doing an excellent job with the man coverage on that play.
Play just comes in for the Elite. Arthur back in shotgun. Double wide receiver set here. And he's going to give the handoff back to Thompson. Thompson's going to bounce it out. Not a lot of room to work with here, and he's going to be tackled for a loss there. Thompson tried to kick it out there, but that was beautiful coverage. Cannot quite see the number, folks. I believe that is number 8, which is Noah. No, excuse me, not number 8. Let me try to find the number there. I'll give that number to you in a second, folks. But that was a beautiful tackle for loss there by the Sting. So it is number 8 on the defensive side of the ball, you guys. But number 8 right now, as we've known and seen him play, it's Noah Wells for the offensive side of the ball as a running back. But nonetheless, beautiful tackle for loss there. And it's going to be 4th down for the Elite. And the offensive side of the ball for the Sting is going to be coming out just momentarily, as Noah Merrill will be the punter still for the Loveland Elite. Merrill does get the punt off, and this is a booming kick. My goodness. It's going to be received by the Sting. A lot of room to work with here. He's going to decide to cut it across the field. Here we go. We got a couple of flags here. Laundry all over the field. Oh, my goodness. This could be taken to the house here.
Finally brought
down at about the 16-yard line, but unfortunately I believe this one is going to be called back. The player receiving the ball was number 23, Trey Williams.
And, Josh, that might have even been the best punt we've seen so far today.
It was a booming kick.
That was an amazing
absolutely.
punt from the Elite right into the hands of the return man. But we'll see what the dirty laundry is. I believe we are going to get a block in the back for one of these calls. But we do have 3 flags out there, Josh.
Well, and I think they all saw the same play, to be perfectly honest. But nonetheless, the referees are conferring as they pick up all their laundry. And you know what? There's no way that these penalties could offset, and where the Sting are huddled, it's looking like they're going to be about where the penalty was taken.
And the Sting are ready to play here, Josh. They're ready to head up to the line. The line judge finally telling them to stay back in your huddle.
Back off just a touch.
Just wait a minute. Stay in the corral.
So there was a block in the back. And sideline interference, which is also on the Elite. Sorry, so the block in the back is on the Sting. The sideline interference is on the Elite. And the block in the back is going to go for 15 yards back. So this will affect the Sting. It cannot be an offsetting penalty here. So they're going to get the ball. Man, Cole, that is unfortunate for the Sting because they brought the ball back to their 16-yard line. Or to the opponent's 16-yard line, excuse me, and now the ball is all the way back to virtually their 17-yard line.
And you're stuck deep in your red zone that you have to defend here, all the way behind your own 20-yard line. And Magic, there's a lot of room to make up here, but it's nothing we haven't seen the Sting do. They've been able to drive and be chippy running the football. We'll even see if they throw a few passes in here to get some of this yardage back almost immediately.
So Magic is going to be under the center. He's going to look to pass here.
There's that pass, Josh.
He's got the pass out to
Woody, I believe.
Woody, yep, that's number 2, Woody. And he's going to get a decent gain to get some yardage back here. That's exactly what you want to see. You don't need to hit the home run ball here. Put some ducks on the pond first, exactly, right? Put some guys out there. Chip away. That's what you want to see. You want to keep chipping away at the yardage gain. So, good little gain there. It is enough for a first down. So, 10-plus yards right there.
And you were able to see the Sting kind of go with that same game plan towards the end of the second quarter there is grab what you can get early with nice, quick, short passes and just wait for them to make that one mistake deep. Wait for Hollywood to get deep down the field.
So Woody's got the ball once again.
Nice spin,
acting
Woody.
As a running back there. He's going to finally be brought down after a gain of 8. So it's going to be 2nd and 2 here. But again, Woody's showing how much of an athlete he really is.
Yes.
He can catch the ball. He can run the ball. He can juke. I mean, he had a couple of spin moves right there that were phenomenal. You love to see that. So that brings up a very I'd say 2nd and 3 now, but very manageable there. And you're still in the front half of your downs.
And as you said, Josh, Woody is not necessarily a bell cow running back, almost a bell cow receiver.
Yes.
Just playing any position, he can just touch the football.
Once again, Magic is going to be under center. He's got 2 back set and a receiver in motion. That's Hollywood. He fakes the pass to Hollywood. A lot of pressure there, and he decides to just throw it away, which is the best play you can think of right then and there. You don't want to force anything as the Elite were coming down.
In a hurry. The Loveland Elite filled that pocket fast.
I saw 3 defensive players almost in Magic's face right away.
Magic almost lucky to even get that football out of there and avoid the sack.
The Sting will huddle up once again. Make sure they get the right play going on. Now they're breaking the huddle, going up to the line of scrimmage. Got a couple of wide receivers to your left and to your right. Double wide receiver set. Magic and shotgun going to take the snap here. Look to his right. Pass to Atkins, wide open.
Caught that,
he makes
Josh.
the catch. That's a good catch. Oh, my goodness. He's going to say it hit the ground. This is where you need to see a challenge. Oh, my goodness. I saw that up
catch,
here
Josh.
from the Cole. I saw that up here from the press box. That was a catch.
That was a catch, Josh. He had both arms underneath the football. The football did not make contact with the ground.
I dislike that call. I dislike that call.
And I know, Josh, we try not to step on the officials' toes here.
No,
but
absolutely.
That did seem to be a missed call. That did look like a completed catch.
Nonetheless, I'd like to see a little bit more power under there from Magic. But I mean, great attempt there by Atkins. That was a catch. I mean, I don't know how else to say that.
We unfortunately we don't have replay up here in our booth, but that is definitely a catch.
Magic looking to pass again to Atkins, and Atkins makes this catch now. And that was a 4th down play, by the way. They do get the first. And we have another injured player here. And he seems to be in a bit of pain, so we're going to take a quick break here. You guys are watching the Mile High Sting here on the Hive Network. When you are. Welcome back, guys. Loveland Elite player able to walk off on his own power. Magic now in shotgun. He's going to look to pass. Fakes the pump fake. Oh, right over the middle linebacker's hand, right to Atkins. Beautiful pass and catch there. That is a tight window that you want to find. Magic did that. Great pass, great catch. That's exactly what you want to see.
Josh, those are the throws we know Magic can make. That's what we've been waiting to see all season long.
Magic looking to pass once again. They're going to go quick here.
Another one.
To Atkins. Atkins once again, and he's got room to run. Is he going to make it? He gets tackled down at the 3-yard line, and a flag thrown. What is the flag for?
We also may have an Elite player down for the count here, Josh, as he's a little slow to get up.
He's up now, Cole, which is good to see, obviously. You don't ever want to see anybody injured here. There is a flag on the play, and we're trying to figure it out right now.
That was another back-to-back gorgeous throws from Magic.
There's no way they're going to call an offensive pass interference on this, right?
He wasn't near a defensive player.
That's what I was
don't
thinking.
know why that would be.
That was OPI?
That did not appear to be OPI.
It's a personal foul call.
Okay.
I didn't quite see the actual referee's call, so I was like, oh my goodness.
That did not look like OPI on the field. Now, personal interference after the play.
Okay, so personal foul, yeah.
Both the teams kind of scrambling up with each other, getting physical out there.
It's still going to be a first down. The play counts, but they're going to take it 15 yards back from where it was. So they went from the 3-yard line, 2-yard line, back to about the 20, 21.
And Josh, these teams, they're getting chippy with each other. They're starting to get a little angry with each other. I feel like both these teams are really wanting to win this game.
Absolutely. So here we go. We have Magic under center. And he does not fake the handoff. He gives it to, I believe that was number 10 that took the handoff, Mandel. And Mandel's going to keep on trucking. My goodness. That is a beautiful play here by Mandel. That was just a good run by committee there. It seemed like the offensive line just kept pushing. Magic right back under center once again. Has Mandel in the backfield.
Keep giving the shout out to the men up front.
Handoff was to Waters. Waters, not much going on there as he wasn't able to get too many yards. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, 1 yard maybe. So that'll bring up a quick, should be third down here.
Yeah, the sticks have not changed here, Josh, but we do have some talk from the man in the white hat.
However, the Sting are marching and doing a phenomenal job at that through the run game this time, Cole. That's what's been impressive this time. However, they have had a couple passes to Atkins that have been great. The run game is really getting it done here in the red zone. And with that, we have who else but Woody trying to make it to the end zone, unable to do so, but they're at about the 1 yard line here. So now we have a decision to make, Cole. What are you going to do here? Because should be fourth down here. Third or fourth down.
We're not seeing a change on the sticks. I believe it is going to be third down here, Josh. But nonetheless, as you said, an extremely impressive drive for the Mile High Sting as they kind of get things situated here on the sidelines. The Sting, it's exactly what you wanted to see coming out of the second half. You keep that momentum, you keep fighting, and you keep pushing hard. You're going to run away with this football game at some point. And being the home team, that's exactly all you could ask for.
Magic's going to be under center once again. He's got a double back set right behind him, a single receiver out to the left. Is he looking to pass? Yes, he is. He gets it out to Hollywood Brown. Does he make the catch? No, but there's defensive pass interference there as he had a defender all over him.
He had a defender hanging off the back of him like a cape, Josh.
Yep, so pass interference on the defense. That's going to give him first down at the half-yard mark about.
And that's A-okay if you're the Sting, Josh. You get a reset of downs.
Absolutely.
You get that first down and goal here. You get an opportunity to push that football into the end zone. I mean, 6-7 points here on this drive. That's a 2-score game now for the Loveland Elite, and you're starting to put your foot a bit on their throat at that point here in this football game.
Well, and one of the things is Magic, that's his most trusted receiver right now is Hollywood. He's been connecting with him all day. So with that, why not take a shot to him trying to get there? However, they're going to crowd the line of scrimmage here.
And, Josh, we even see a big man. That's
big
74,
man.
Devontae Woods in the backfield. I believe he's lining up at fullback.
They're going trips back right now with Magic underneath center, and he is looking – there's no wide receivers out.
It appears you got Waters and Woody to either left of him.
He's going to hand it to the big man. Big man is in for the touchdown.
Yes!
That is a big man touchdown from Devontae Woods. My goodness. Absolutely beautiful. Cole, you love to see that. The big men getting in the end zone with the ball. My goodness, that puts the Sting up 26-14 pending the extra point. Cole, you're an ex-offensive lineman. What do you think of that?
It doesn't happen enough, Josh. Give the big men the football. Run, big man, rumble.
You love to see that with Brady.
Just call him the fridge there.
Right? That's exactly what I was thinking, the refrigerator Perry right there. Brady's going to line up for the extra point now. And
another
it was a fake.
Snap,
this looked like a fake, to be honest, because that was so far right. I'm not sure what was going on there, but that's another missed opportunity. So it's 26-14 here.
And now that's only a 12-point game if you're the Loveland Elite as well. That's very
that leaves the door open.
Score.
Leaves the door open.
Josh. Real quick, though, back to that scoring. The amazing rusher from the Sting's own refrigerator, Devontae Woods, number 74. He is also another offensive captain for this Mile High Sting team. I had an opportunity to talk to him before the season I had got going, and he really wanted to make a statement this year and establish himself as one of the leaders of his football team. And, Josh, it's those little things like that. Yeah, he got the scoring, but it's the fact that the team trusted him to put him in that position and knowing he was going to do and get the job, get what needed to be done, and do the job well.
And those big guys, once you're within a yard of the end zone, they are virtually impossible to stop. Those guys, when it's like a train. When you get going, you can't stop for about a mile.
That's
or so.
A lot of man running downhill.
So we will have the Sting kick off here. Again, we're about halfway through second Third quarter, excuse me. Sting huddled up, getting ready to kick off. And this is actually going to be very interesting to see how the Elite come back and respond to that. Because, again, with about a minute left in the first half, the Sting were up. The Sting did a good job. They were kind of getting the momentum right back to where they wanted it to be. And then a minute, 30 seconds, countdown from the first half, and the Sting came right back, roaring back actually at that. Short kick here, going to be picked up by the Elite, and they're going to get the ball all the way to about the 45, 46 yard line. So short field here, which will really, really, really help the Elite coming out. And it's looking like number 9, Merrill, is going to come right back out there. I see number 4 on the sidelines.
I do see both quarterbacks out there, Josh. I don't know if they're going to maybe attempt to go with like a New Orleans Saints situation here.
Right,
with Drew
yeah.
Brees and Hill.
Absolutely. Because it's looking like
we do
what
appear
Arthur
to have
has been
both
doing.
Quarterbacks.
Yeah, Arthur has been doing has been phenomenal, and he seems to be very athletic as well. So why not try that? Bit of a quarterback package right there, I guess.
And as you said, Josh, the Elite, they began the second half without able to put up a score over the Sting. The Sting defense putting up excellent defense and doing what they've been doing all game, all weekend, just the entire season even. And they've been holding the Loveland Elite. You got to try something different here to get this football moving if you're Loveland.
Well, Merrill's got a lot of pressure coming at him right now, and he is actually going to be brought down here. He is going to get about a yard, maybe half a yard, so it's looking like he's not going to be brought down for the sack, but the Sting's defense was coming hard at Merrill.
That was Ruben Moya, number 52, middle linebacker for your Mile High Sting. You're a free runner if you're the quarterback running out of the pocket. You have to be prepared to receive that lowered shoulder. That was a hard hit laid down for the middle linebacker.
Absolutely. So Merrill's going to take the ball once again. He's going to be at shotgun. He's got double wide receiver set, single back. And we're going to have stoppage of play here as a couple of flags are thrown. Obviously, both of the offensive line and defensive line pointing at each other, saying, no, it wasn't me who moved first, not me. Going to wait to hear the call. That's a false start on the offensive line right there. That'll back up the boys by 5 yards. Still going to be second down. And they're going to come in huddle once again. And I do see Arthur. Arthur is on the field still. He's on the sideline. It doesn't look like he's hurt or anything. He's just standing there, so nothing wrong with him. I think right now their head coach, the Elite's head coach, is really just trying to figure out who he wants to roll with. Merrill's going to go back into shotgun, same exact formation as they had last time. They're looking for a pass again, but he is going to be heavily pressured, trips over himself a little bit, but he makes a move, and a good move at that. He's going to get a large chunk of yardage back.
And Josh, it's hard to see it's hard to go into the mind of any quarterback out onto the football field, but it does appear like he's kind of running for his life a little bit.
Oh, he absolutely
feels the pressure of the
Yes.
Mile High Sting, and you can tell he's not wanting to take any more unnecessary hits.
He's also very quick, though. He has the athletic ability, for sure.
And to be honest, it's an NFL comparison, but he does kind of remind me, at least running the football, he reminds me a lot of Patrick Mahomes, a guy that running with a bit more of instinct just not to get tackled.
Well, and what I wanted, talk about Super Bowl reminiscent right there.
Yes.
What I wanted to say is as he was tripping over himself on the field, you don't want to remind yourself of Danny Dimes, as he had a wide open chance at the end zone last year and tripped over himself. He's going to pass right there.
Oh!
Guns it into number 8, which was the intended receiver, number 8, Antonio Burgess. And, he gunned that in, and that was within 7 yards of each other, so he was unable to hold on to that. That's going to bring up 4th down here in a punting situation. Merrill is also the punter, kind of a do-it-all type of player.
Hey, if you can pooch kick it, why not, Josh?
Absolutely. You've seen the NFL players do that before.
Exactly, 100%. No, it's a underestimated talent, I should say.
Do you know who is a quarterback that I'm reminded of right away that used to do that early on in his career was John Elway. He would do the pooch kick way back when, early 80s, mid 80s, but he would be a quarterback that just gives you the option to throw the ball if you have to.
Great pull there, Josh.
So Merrill's going to get the high snap, athletic ability to get it and boots it.
Another
Sting
nice
now
punt
receive
from the
it.
Elite.
And he's got a lot of room to work with. He's going to run up the sideline. Number 23 gets taken down, looked almost like a horse collar. But there was a flag already. Trey Williams, that was the returner. Couple of flags on the ground here. I wonder if these will be offsetting penalties as they were thrown in different areas of the field. We are now just waiting on the referee to make the call. Referees still conferring about what they want to discuss. Block in the back on the return team. And a holding on the return team. So there were 2 penalties. Block in the back was not accepted. Holding was, because that is a 10-yard penalty.
But none of the penalties we thought would be there, Josh.
None of the penalties. No, sir. So that's going to bring you all the way back to the 30-yard line. And that's such a bummer because you've seen Williams return a couple of good kicks here, and that's just going to bring you right back.
He's had plenty of open grass. He's had plenty of lanes open for him. The defense and special teams, big compliment to Coach Brady handling the special teams for the Sting. They've been executing extremely well. It's just those little mistakes. It brings you all the way back into your own side of the field. It's terrible.
They put Cole, sorry. They put Hollywood in motion, but get the ball off to Mandel, and he did a good job getting right upfield as they do give them absolutely enough for a first down by a few yards there.
And Grady Mandel very clearly he's the third down running back almost. You give the football to him when you know you're going to have to hit somebody hard and you know you're going to have to force the defensive line back with your own line.
Well, and you know what, Cole? He's got deceptive speed.
Yes.
That's something that I've noticed today especially, where you see his body type and size, and he's a bigger back. He can handle the big hits, but you see him get off the line or even come around either one of the edges, and he's flying out there, which is what I love to see, those bigger guys that can really get up to speed. We're going to have the Sting come right back up to the line of scrimmage. Magic is going to be under center. Single eye back. 2 receivers out wide. That's going to go straight to Woody. Woody's going to try to get out of a tackle there. And a defender for the Elite.
Excellent.
Which is number 44. Excuse me, Cole. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, Josh. I just want to give more of a shout-out here to Woody and his athleticism. He's been breaking tackles the entire game, and it was one of those things. It's like, well, can he keep the longevity? Can he keep the stamina up throughout the entire 4 quarters? And so far, he's been proving me wrong. He's third quarter strong, and he's still running hard.
Absolutely. That tackle was made by Ricky Savala. Pitch out to Woody once again. A lot of pressure in the backfield. Can he bounce out? Yes, he can. He's going to bounce out wide. Break through a couple of tackles. That is hard running, Cole. You just said that.
Hard-earned running.
Love to see that. I mean, he had 2 opportunities to get tackled 7 to 10 yards in the backfield. Nothing doing.
Isaiah Bergner, a.k.a. Woody, he's just been that powerhouse receiver. I mean, there's nothing else you could really describe it as. He's been given the football in multiple scenarios, whether it's a screen, a pass, a handoff. He's just always there, and he's available for the Mile High Sting, and that you love to see that from any football player.
Sting are going to huddle up here once again. And, Cole, I do want to point out there are a couple Elite players that I've seen on the sideline taking off their pads or icing up or taping an ankle once again. I want to see how these injuries that we've seen a couple of the guys go down, nothing too major, anything like that, which is always good to see. But I want to see how these injuries in the game are going to affect the lineup here because those are starters that are being taken out now. Once again, the Magic here. Magic Man in shotgun. He's looking to pass.
Deep pass here for Magic.
Deep pass up the middle, and there was a player, I think that's Atkins, who was taken down right in the middle of the field, and no one called anything on him.
Yeah, Armani Waters was not the intended receiver.
No,
there,
that was for Atkins, right?
Yes, absolutely, for number 14, who, if you were worried about you not seeing him on the screen, we were as well. He was laying flat on the field.
Face down on the field.
And I mean, I'm sure he loves being on the football field, but I'm sure he doesn't love it that much to get close and acquainted with it. I may have had some help getting out onto the turf there.
Could have been accidental. That's how the referees saw it at least because there was no flag thrown. So we're going to do it all over again here. 2nd and 10 for the Sting. Magic once again under center. He's going to put a receiver in motion. Got 2 backs behind him. He's going to get that to Waters. Waters, a bigger back, is going to try to run for it. And the ball was taken right out of his hands. Oh, my goodness. The ball was taken right out. Like, like a handoff right out of his hands, and the Elite take over.
And Josh, that was number 30 of the Elite, a middle linebacker who, as we said in the first half, he's becoming a massive problem for the Mile High Sting. He's been everywhere, and he's been a playmaker. You got to take those dudes out of football games, especially ones that are about to get as close as this one might get if the Elite can take advantage and score here. But just absolutely muscled that football away from Armani Waters. And it appeared Waters even had a nice gain there. We thought he was going to the ground, Josh.
Well, and that was Wes Evangelista. And one thing that I saw about Waters that I didn't like was how loosely he was carrying the ball. He was carrying that thing like a loaf of bread. And that is something that I've seen at the pro level. You do not want to do that. The ball will be spotted and taken away very easily. So here we go. We have actually Arthur back at QB now once again. Gets the ball out to a wideout, which is number 8, Antonio Burgess. And I think they're just switching quarterbacks now, Cole. I think they're switching every series a different quarterback, trying to figure out who's got the hot hand. That's what a lot of NBA players will talk about, who has the hot hand, who's making the baskets, things like that. Right now, they're doing that exact same thing with the QBs.
Well, and Josh, it may even be playing a factor. The Elite, they've been going deep down the field. They've been doing a lot of deep throws. It almost makes you wonder if maybe arm strength is becoming a piece of that, and they're just wanting to make sure a quarterback is out there that they can guarantee will get the football to the receiver's hands.
Arthur in shotgun takes a snap. He's looking to pass once again. Does so downfield. Gets the ball out. Tried to get it to number 1, Hunter Lloyd. Unable to do so. You know, they had that one really good connection, and since then, he's tried to hit him several different times and just unable to do so.
It appears that Hunter Lloyd, ever since that big catch, the Sting did what was necessary, and they were able to key him up.
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
were able to take him out of this football game, and every time we look at him and every time we see him, at least with a football targeted towards him, there's always a silver hat somewhere around him with more surrounding him very quickly. The swarm has been phenomenal tonight.
And I was going to say he's also been double covered several times now, which is what you want to see from the Sting perspective. Here we go. Arthur again to throw. Loads up. Tried to get it out to Mackey, just unable to do so as Mackey laid out for that. Another long receiver along with Lloyd. And it's just like these balls are just out of reach.
And, of course, you want to keep the football away from the DBs. I mean, that was Trey Williams for the Mile High Sting, number 23 on that defensive play, getting the stop in. I mean, you don't put the football in the right spot, the Sting will take advantage. These DBs have been sharks all game, and they've been stealing footballs away. They've gotten turnovers. If you're the Elite, it's the unnecessary turnovers that you must avoid here in the second half, which they have been able to do for the most part.
Arthur looking to pass once again. He's going to scramble in the pocket. Pocket collapses. He's going to roll out, roll to his right, throw a Hail Mary.
Be picked off. Oh!
Did they catch it in bounds, though? The referee is going to say, yes, that's a catch. Number 18, Trey, gets it in, drags a foot in, gets his toes in. They're going to confer. Hold on, folks. Hold on. Got a couple referees there. They're going to confirm. Still waiting, and they call it a catch. They haul it in. My goodness. That was a last-second desperation play, and they call it a catch. Again, that's far sideline for us, so we don't know. We can't see that as clearly as the referees can. However, beautiful catch on a Hail Mary pass virtually. That was a high floater that really was up for grabs. Cole even said it might be intercepted, but no. Catch made, catch completed. They're rolling right now. Handoff. Run into a brick wall. My goodness. Who is that? Hold on, folks. Number 87 for the Mile High Sting. Derek Clayton, a massive body up front. Makes the tackle there for no gain. Again, though, the Elite kind of on a roll here, down by just a couple of touchdowns here. 12 points as a couple of extra points were missed. Arthur's going to try to get the team right back up to the line. He's got a single back, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. And he's looking to pass once again. He's going to throw it out, lob it out. He's got 8. It's picked off. Picked off by number 29 for the Sting. He's got a lot of room to run. He makes a couple of moves here and is finally brought down. Number 29 for the Sting, C.J. Cephas with the pick. Beautiful defense there by the Sting, Cole.
That is your captain, one of the captains for your Mile High Sting defense. Number 29, C.J. Cephas, And one of those players flying to the football on every single play. We've been talking about C.J. Cephas and Sam Williams together during this game more than almost any other DB out there on the field, and it's for great reason. They have been making plays. They have been exactly where they need to be, and they've even been reading the offense, which is just phenomenal to see. They're putting themselves in position to make big plays, and they're taking advantage. Another one for the Mile High Sting. That's huge, Josh. The momentum, if you can score here offensively, is all in your hands, especially starting to near towards the end of this third quarter.
Well, and one thing I like to see, Cole, is C.J. Cephas is a bigger-bodied cornerback, and seeing that and using your body and understanding that, using your body as kind of a blocking object already to put your body in front of the wide receiver and get out there is phenomenal. Huge crackback block there. That will be a penalty right there as Woody gets out and tries to break through tackles. Number 13, visibly unhappy with that call. That is Marlon Allison. But you just can't do that in any league anymore. We love to see it. Everybody loves and lives for the big hits up here. But let me tell you, as former football players, if you're on the receiving end of that, you hate everything about it. It's not fun.
It's one of those hits that most definitely doesn't feel good. And, again, like you said, Josh, we love to see it, but it doesn't keep the game safe.
Player safety and health is the number one thing.
And we're out here to have fun. It's a football game. We're all out here just enjoying just this beautiful Saturday afternoon with some slight clouds up in the air. And we don't want anybody going home hurt with anything unnecessary. It was the block. He wasn't anywhere near the play. It was a very clear foul, and you're going to see it every time.
So the call is being made now, and that's going to be either half the distance to the goal or a 15-yard penalty if they have enough room to get there. And they're going to bring it back now. So the ball will be spotted all the way back to the about the 12-yard line there. So that sets them back a little bit, but nonetheless, it should be second down and long now.
And if you're the Mile High Sting, Josh, this isn't anything that you can't manage. And if anything, the Mile High Sting, you can really take advantage of just being this far deep down the field. Kill clock.
Well, the biggest thing, the biggest thing is do not force anything right now. Look, if you have to punt, you have to punt. Sometimes punting is the best play you can think of, okay?
Yes.
You cannot force anything. You're ahead by 12 points. That's a comfortable lead right now, right?
Yes.
So with that being said, if you see somebody wide open, sure, take the shot. But I do not want to see a forceful throw here at all by Magic, because the second you do that is the second you throw all of the potential energy right back into the elite, and that's not what you want to do at all. So we finally figure out everything here. Again, it is a 26-14 lead here for the elite, or excuse me, for the Sting over the elite. Good pass there, wide out. Oh, he just missed number 12, Dakota Pitts. So that pass just missed Dakota Pitts here. Long bomb from Magic. It was a good throw. It almost looked like it just got caught in the wind. As we're getting some much bigger gusts of wind here. I mean, some pretty darn big gusts. I'm talking upwards of 30 miles an hour now. So it's going to be second down and long once again. Magic under center. Got a single back behind him. A couple of wide receivers to his left and right. Magic looking to pass now. Good pocket protection. Airs it out, trying to get it to Hollywood. That pass is intercepted by the elite, and they're going to have a really good chance here to bring it all the way back, and he's going to be tackled down right at about the 5 or 4 yard line. And Cole, I mean, I just said that. That's the biggest mistake you can make. You cannot do that. You cannot allow yourself to throw that type of interception. I get Hollywood Brown was taken off his route. Head coach for the Sting is visibly livid right now. Very upset with that type of non-call there, as that he thinks it should have been a foul. But with that right there, that's just the – I mean, John, that's a dastardly mistake you can't make.
Yeah, there may have been a foul close to that line of scrimmage there, and especially towards the back half of that pass when Magic finally released the football. But nonetheless, that ball was just lollipopped. It right over the middle, and it's just if you're the elite – what kind of DB are you if you don't bring that football down?
Right, exactly. Well, that really sets them up for some pay dirt here as the Elite are on the 4-yard line, maybe even 3-yard line. Arthur in the backfield as the quarterback in shotgun. Looking to pass, pulls it down. Is he going to be able to get out of the pocket?
That might be
That's a good coverage sack right there. And actually, they said it's a fumble. I'm trying to see who has the ball. It is going to stay with the Elite. There's a huge pile of bodies right there, but the Elite do come away with it. That is a complete coverage sack right there as Arthur was unable to get out from anywhere.
I believe that was 97. Reggie Evans, just again, another name we keep bringing up here, Josh, just putting up absolute pressure in the Elite's face. They don't have any time to do anything with the football, it seems.
If you have under a second to look 3 yards beyond, that's something that's just unacceptable for the offensive line. Great defensive pressure here. You know what, Cole? We're going to take a quick break here as it is the end of the third quarter. Once again, your Sting up 26-14 on the Elite. We'll see you on the other side. All right, guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, we are at the start of the fourth quarter here. Arthur's going to hand the ball off to Thompson, and nothing doing there. To catch you guys up real fast, we've had a pretty good game here today. It's been a lot of fun to see the Sting come out really strong. Both teams have made a couple mistakes here, turnovers here and there, but nonetheless, a very exciting game, 26-14 here at the start of the fourth quarter with the Elite really making a push here, a final push as the game is coming to a close here at the start of the fourth. It is third down and about 7 yards here. Once again, Arthur is under center. He's looking to pass now. Arthur makes the pass, gets it out. Oh, he heard footsteps. He tried to get out to Mackey, and Mackey was laid out by number 27, which is Sam Williams. And, man, if we haven't called his name 10 times today, my goodness, Cole, what did you see from that? He laid out Mackey.
It's Sam Williams and C.J. Cephas. It's the dynamic duo of the Mile High Sting defense at this point. And we say a duo, and that doesn't do it enough justice, Josh. Every single member of the Mile High Sting defense has been flying to the football, and even if number 27, Sam Williams, doesn't get to that football, there were plenty of other Sting to help break up that pass. And to be honest, the pass did seem a little ahead of him, but still excellent work there from the Sting defense.
So it's fourth down here, but they're in some desperation mode. We got flags fly all over the field.
All sides of the field. You got left, the backfield, the right field, closest to us on the sideline.
Got false start right there, so that's going to bring them back even more, which is really going to hurt their chances. They're probably going to have to go for the field goal now. But, however, Cole, they do have a very strong wind at their back, so a very good chance of making this.
It does appear to be the offensive unit here, Josh.
Yeah, Arthur's still in the huddle. He's seeing what he can do here. So he is going to be in shotgun right now, and he's looking to make the pass, He gets it down the middle of the field, and he hits the crossbar right there. Nothing doing for the Loveland Elite, and there's going to be a turnover on downs. So that's a huge stand defensively for the Mile High Sting, doing a very good job here holding that after a bad turnover by the Sting earlier on in the third quarter. the defense holds strong and is able to absolutely make sure no points come of that. That's huge. That's exactly what you want to see from a strong defensive showing by the Sting. So Magic and the Sting are going to take over here now. Quick pass out to Akins. Akins now has the ball. He's going to run up the sideline. We do have a flag down on the field, so we'll figure that out real fast. But again, Sting wanted to work fast here. They want to run up the score now. You're in the fourth quarter. It's go time. You got a comfortable lead. You want to do more with it now. And we're going to have an illegal shift here, illegal motion on the Sting, so that'll bring him back, pinning him deep once again. And Woody looking all over the place like, what did I do? What did I do there?
Well, and Josh, speaking to the Sting wanting to come out in a fast and in a fury here to get some points on the board, head coach of the Mile High Sting, Vonnie Davis, he has played the Loveland Elite as a head coach of other teams as well in previous years. He has never lost to the Loveland Elite by himself.
That's a record he wants to keep, Cole.
A record you most definitely want to keep. And even with just a 12-point game, another score here, that speaks volumes late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. So the Sting are going to see if they can do something with the ball here. They got a two-back set, couple of wide receivers to the right and left with Magic under center. Atkins once again in motion, and they're going to pass right back to Atkins, and he's just unable to hold on to that ball as he tried to grab that one-handed. I'll tell you what. He's been all over the field. That is Atkins. He's been all over the field today. Whether he's made the catch or not, he is a prominent player on this team and well used. Hollywood's going to come off, and I believe Atkins is going to come off the ball as well, and we're going to have a second down and pretty long here, and they are still deep in enemy territory.
Josh, you could even say Justice Atkins. He was one of the MVP players for the Sting up in Rapid City. Played phenomenally well. He was always open and available for Magic. Unfortunately, just couldn't help the team get over and get that dub.
Well, do you know what? I kind of want to call him the spark plug of this team. He is bouncing everywhere. He's everywhere. He's fast. And he's kind of the guy that's lighting up the team when he actually makes the catches.
Spark plug Atkins. That pass just looking for his tight end there, Josh.
Unable to connect, so you're going to bring up a third and long situation here for the Sting. And they haven't really been in this situation, maybe a couple times, but not too much today where they're pinned back deep in their own zone and it's a third and long. And Cole, I want to say the last time this happened, what happened? They threw an interception. You do not want to do that. Sometimes punting is the best thing you can do.
Yeah, the Loveland Elite, they have really stepped up their defense. They took those keys that they had to learn from the first half, and they've been able to establish them and execute them well here in the second. I've noticed no more single safety drops. You finally have some help back there with a strong safety, someone that's officially just going to stay there, and even a free one as well. And it's something that I think even now that as they call a timeout, they want to discuss. They want to make sure it's the right play because, as you said, Josh, you get pinned back here with the Elite getting another score. That is momentum you do not want Loveland to have, especially considering you could put the dagger in this thing relatively quickly.
Well, and the biggest thing about getting pinned back here and needing to punt is you have such a strong wind going against you right now. Your punt's not going to get to midfield. It's just not. You don't have a strong enough kicker, and it's nothing against the kicker. You have 30-mile-an-hour winds coming against you right now. That's not going to work. So if you cannot try to squeak out a first down here, you're going to give the opposing team some really, really good starting field position that already moves the momentum to their side anyway. That's the biggest thing. So here we go. We have a third and long play for the Mile High Sting as they try to figure out what they're going to be able to do here. We got Magic and shotgun, double wide receiver set to both his left and right. The pressure's going to come. Cannot get that safety either. Moves out of the pocket. Well. Long bomb out to Woody. Can Woody make the catch? No, he cannot. Oh, my goodness.
He had a player hanging all over him, Josh. I understand we are not out on the field, but if you're going to call personal interference, just
pass interference. There we go.
Thank you. Pass interference. That was possibly could have been the only time you could have called that during this game. Woody had a player hanging all over him as he was jumping up at that pass. I don't believe the DB got a hand on his arm, which, of course, it doesn't qualify for a play, but that was right there in his hands.
So the Loveland Elite did bring on the pressure. Magic had to roll out to his right, or I guess, the right side of the field, the far side of the field. And unfortunately, it does look like we do have a player down. So we're going to take a quick break, folks. We'll be right back. You guys are listening to Mile High Sting on the Hive Network. Welcome back, folks. Here, the injured player able to get off on his own power. Injured player is number 27, Kai Green.
And Josh, I do want to say that looking back at the replay up here in the studio, Woody did appear to have clean a chance at that football and just good double coverage there from the elite.
Was that a blocked kick?
No, I don't believe it was.
I missed it. I'm sorry. I was looking down at my computer to see the lineup, but I saw the ball come out. Well, either way, it's going to be a turnover on downs.
I believe it was a bit of a pooch punt. We're receiving
punt.
word here from
that's
our
why
producer,
that's
Nick
why I thought
Archuleta.
the punt. I thought the punt got blocked. Yeah, thank you, Nick Archuleta, for helping us out there as that play continued very quickly. That's why I thought the punt got tipped. But also, that's what I was going back to my original point there. With such strong winds going at you, your punt. I mean, they gave the ball over right at the 40-yard line. That's exactly what you can't have happen. Excuse me, the 30-yard line.
But even as you said, Josh, it's better than an interception or even a turnover on downs within your own 10-yard line. You got to get the football out as far as possible as you could. And,
yes.
I mean, the elite, the defense, give again credit where it's due. They came out into this second half fixing the proper keys that they had to get back into this football game. An opportunity now awakens for the elite.
Absolutely. So we have Arthur in at quarterback once again. He's going to hand it off to Thompson. Thompson, a bigger back, and the line is just going to keep pushing. He's still going, making headway. Finally brought down at about the 25, 26-yard line right there, 24-yard line, excuse me. And we'll see where the ball is actually marked. But nonetheless, good, right at the 25-yard line. Good, hard running there from Thompson as he makes a little bit easier of a second down conversion to right about the 25-yard line. Yeah, we're going to have Arthur take the team once again out of the huddle. And excuse me, now Merrill's in. Merrill in shotgun, now got two wide receivers to his left and right and a single back behind him. That is Thompson.
You got number 1, Hunter.
And we have another stoppage of play, and I believe it's going to be a false start called on the elite, which negates the run that they just had.
Brings them all the way back. And, I mean, if you're the Sting, you'll take it.
Absolutely.
It's those little details that the elite are now falling victim to that the Sting can take advantage of here. Those little penalties, they'll kill you quick in a game.
Well, and that's also another thing I want to note real quickly, Cole, is that the penalties that were taken were early on in the game by the Sting. Right now, these penalties are hurting the chances of the elite to win the game.
Yes.
If you make a couple of false starts or a couple of encroachments offsides in the first quarter, yes, that's not great, but you got 3 quarters left to play. Right now, you got minutes left to play.
Mistakes that are fixable.
So Mackey with the ball right now got hammered by who else?
Greg
Number
Molina.
58, Molina. My goodness. Good catch there by Mackey. Not too much of a gain. Decent. Right back to the 25-yard line. They've been flirting with the 25-yard line this entire time. But hammered by Molina.
And you're starting to see the elite. They're trying, instead of going for the deep, give me it now passes, they are trying to slowly go into more of a run game, short and choppy, get what we can get kind of yardage play here for the offense.
Well, I want to talk about a little bit how I've already seen body language changing on the sideline of the elite. As the quarterback Merrill is rushed out of the pocket, he tries to throw, he's just going to end up throwing that one away. But things that I've seen on the elite sideline is hands on the hips, shoulders down, heads down, looking at the ground. I don't want to say disinterested or anything like that, but their body language has changed since the first half here.
Well, and as we've been talking about throughout this game, Josh, injuries have been playing a massive key part in this, especially for the Loveland elite. They've had a lot of players come to the sidelines just cramping up, unable to get everything situated, and you have another player that's taking a minute here on the sidelines. And you look at to the other opposite side of the field on the top of your screen, the Sting, they're all next to the sidelines. They're talking with their coaches. They got their helmets on. There is a clear split in energy.
Sorry, Cole. They're going to try a real long field goal here with the wind at their back. They actually have a chance at this.
It might be a 42-yarder.
We'll see what happens. Kick is up, and the wind is really carrying it, but wide right. That's not a bad option, Cole, and I get what you're saying. You see that there are a lot of players that are unable to get where they want to be, mainly just because of injuries here. The team in and of itself is losing its camaraderie that it had earlier on in this game when they were winning, to be perfectly honest.
Well, and you even saw them before this game. It was a very tight-knit group. They warmed up very well, and honestly, going into this game, the Loveland Elite looked like a very impressive football team, and not to say that they are not
an
impressive football team. It's just you can clearly tell momentum has swung exceedingly into the Mile High Sting side of the field, and they're taking advantage.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So here we go. The Sting on the offensive possession once again. 26-14 lead, 12-point lead. They're hanging on to that. Magic is going to be under center. He's got 2 running backs and a man in motion right now. He gets handoff to Mandel. Mandel's got the speed once again. He's looking. He's got the power as well. Runs over a defensive back and finally gets the ball down to about the 44-yard line. Confusion after the play, Cole. There was a little bit of confusion after the play.
Mandel, hard running, threw the defender off of him. He was trying to get up in Josh. It's that chippiness starting to come into play. Of course, you want to keep cool heads out there. It's still a tight football game. You don't want anybody ejected, much like we saw from the Sting last week. You want to keep everybody out on the field, play smart football, and you want to get out there, and you just want to get to the end of this game. Especially, you got a 12-point lead. Don't make little mistakes that are just going to let the elite get right back into this.
Well, and the biggest thing about this is keeping your composure on both sides of the field. Whether you win or lose a game, you want to keep your composure. Here we go. Magic under center once again. 2 receivers to his left. He's looking to pass. He gets it out to Hollywood. Hollywood's going to try to take it up himself and does so. He's got room to run. He's got the sideline, the 30, the 20, the 10. No one's going to catch him. Hollywood Brown finishes the race all the way down into the end zone. My goodness, he has got some speed, Cole. Did you see that play?
Hollywood Brown, a perfect receiver screen. The offensive line got there at the perfect time to set up the blocks. He had green grass, maybe one defender to beat, but he was so far behind him, at least in terms of yardage. Hollywood just had to turn on the jets. That's 6 points for your Mile High Sting.
And that could be the dagger. I don't want to say anything left with minutes left in this game, but he was looking like a track star out there, Cole. He was running as fast as he could against the wind, finishes the race, puts his head through. That was an amazing catch and run there. Again, like we've always said, yards after catch. That's huge. That's what you want. And we do have a timeout here called by the Sting. Didn't like what they saw as a player was late getting in. But again, that's exactly what you need right there. A good pass. Magic got him the ball. Look, that's all you need to do. Magic, get the players, get the playmakers the ball. Hollywood, you know exactly what you need to be doing. Phenomenal job there. Finishes the race. Does a great job getting into the end zone. Puts you up 32-14 pending the extra point.
And you're nearing that 10-minute mark in. Josh, you're starting to look at one of the nails in this coffin that might finally get the Sting their first win of this season. They've only been able to win once this year so far, and that was when they took a trip to Arizona. They're looking for their first home win, and nothing sweeter than against a team like the Loveland Elite.
So it looks like they're going to be going for 2 here.
Try to get some of these points back that they've missed earlier, Josh.
Well, and they've had a little bit of difficulty with the extra point. Let's just say that. So right now they're going to be going for 2. And you have Woody in the backfield now as Magic is just on the sideline. So you got Trips left, Woody and Atkins back. Atkins now in motion, so you got quadruple to the left. Woody takes the ball. He's going to take it up himself and try to get in, and he is taken down right at the 1-yard line. Fumbles the ball. How did that happen, Cole? All of a sudden I saw a white jersey with the ball.
I think we're seeing a very consistent takeaway method here from the Loveland Elite, and that is just rip the football out of his hands. I mean, the football doesn't touch the ground. It's legitimately just passing hands at this point. The Loveland Elite just muscling it away. I don't know if that's even with the Mile High Sting's ability to cover and run with the football or just the Loveland Elite ability to strip the football away with efficiency.
Well, either way, nothing doing for the extra point or the 2-point conversion here, so we're going to sit at a score of 32-14. Safe lead. It is a safe lead for the Mile High Sting here, but got around 10 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. It's more than enough time to come back from 6 points. We do have a flag on the field, so some more laundry.
And I believe this is going to take effect here on the kickoff.
Both referees and a line judge, I believe, are talking to the coach for the Elite. Trying to figure out everything going on here. Again, 32-14 if you guys are just joining us here in the fourth quarter. Good game here. It's been exciting on both ends. Couple of turnovers from each team. Solid defense. Some long bombs for touchdowns, especially from the Sting side. That's what you love to see.
And, Josh, the Elite, they're down almost 18 points here. And the rain is starting to fall hard as we're starting to see the clouds start to roll in. And we had the lightning earlier. I believe that is going to pass over us, luckily, maybe even get this football game finished. I mean, only 10 minutes left to go here, Josh. We are past that halfway mark. But the Mile High Sting, you got to do everything you can now to hold on to this lead. It's playing smart football, playing the efficient football, doing the right things. Don't give up the mistakes. Keep this lead, because with the lightning and the rain moving in, Josh, it's very possible the officials could call this game when they feel it is necessary to keep everybody safe out there on the field.
Absolutely. So we're finally going to get to our kickoff here. Brady will be the kicker. He's going to send this ball over to the Elite now. Good booming kick here to the left, and that one's actually going to roll out of bounds, which is a flag. The Elite will be getting the ball here at the 40-yard line now after that. So good field position for the Elite to start off. However, on top of all of that, the Sting have done just a phenomenal job and have been real ball hogs on the defensive side of the football. They have done such a good job at takeaways, getting the ball back to their offense, giving them a chance to try to win this game and put them up by more points. We're going to have Merrill coming back out as the quarterback for the Elite. And this is kind of what they've been doing. They've been changing quarterbacks each series, whatever, doing whatever they can out here. Trying to figure out a way just to ignite this offense. This is the biggest thing here. They want to try to ignite this offense, do anything they can, really. So they're going to huddle up here. Merrill again wants the quarterback. But time is winding down. This is one of the things. You got to be able to try to put some points. You need points this series. If you have any chance of getting back into this game, if you're the Elite, you need points in this series right here on this offensive play. Merrill hands the ball off. No, he fakes the handoff. Excuse me. He's going to take it himself. He's got room to run. He's making some cuts up to the middle. He gets to about the 42, 43-yard line right there, doing a good job taking the ball himself. And Cole, I do want to say I believe that we'll see a lot more run plays now because of the adverse weather. That's going to affect your passes and catches. You can't help that in the rain.
In the Elite, we obviously were having a little bit of trouble getting the football downfield, switching between quarterbacks as we got a false start there from the offense, Josh.
87.
Oh, thank you, Josh. 87.
Yep, that was Mackey once again, who's been a massive target.
A massive target. He's been a big tight end out there for the Loveland Elite, and he hasn't made a lot of the mistakes so far, but the Elite themselves as a group have started to really shoot themselves in the foot with a lot of penalties in this game. And to be honest, it's something we saw last week from the Elite when they lost their game against the Sharks. It's just a lot of little mistakes here and there, not saying that they weren't a good football team.
And again, we have a good pass there and a good catch by the Elite. That pass was caught by Tyrell Daniels. And I just don't see very much urgency at all coming from the Elite. I mean, I get we have time, I do. But I also want to see a little bit of urgency. And look at this. I mean, they're getting the line is breaking through. The defensive line, that is breaking through the offensive side of the ball. That was number 52 for the Sting, making the stop. That's Ruben Moya, who's showed out today. He's done a phenomenal job.
And Josh, as we near like the last final 10 minutes here, roughly in this game, again, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize. We don't have an official clock, but you can tell on the sidelines, the coaches for the Loveland Elite, they're trying to pick their players up. They're trying to pep talk them. They're trying to do everything they can. It's becoming very evident even to the coaches what's going out on the field.
Long pass here is
oh, wow. I believe he caught that
dropped
shot.
by Lloyd.
Oh.
He's unable to hold on to that real quick, but good choice there. It was fourth down. You needed the yardage anyway. Merrill's pass was accurate. He was just running out of real estate to the left side, unable to haul that in, as that was still good defense by the Sting. But, Cole, I totally agree with you. The coaches for the Elite are trying everything. I mean, they really are. They've tried quarterbacks. They've tried different types of play styling. It's just right now nothing is working.
Yeah, and it's very unfortunate to see considering how well the Loveland Elite started this football game. I mean, as you said, Josh, this has been a very exciting Saturday matchup for the CFC.
Well,
and you love to see it from both sides. It's just it was late in this game. The tiredness seems to be taking effect.
Absolutely. I don't want to say anything like this, but, pun intended, when it rains, it pours. When the injuries happen, that's when the Elite started to kind of fall apart. And it's starting with their offensive line. They had a couple of linemen go down. Their defensive line started to go down. Once that happens and your backups come in, there's holes. There's just holes that happen to be there. And that's unfortunate with injuries, and you never want to see that. But that's the way this game has gone. And a massive play is blown up here as Hollywood Brown is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. The ball wasn't caught. It's got to be an incomplete pass there.
I believe the officials are giving it to him, Josh. I believe it was a backwards pass.
It was a backwards pass.
And that was something we saw earlier in this game that the Sting almost took advantage of. Now it's the Elite's turn, and a big momentum shift. I mean, not a lot of time left out on the clock. You're still down 18 points if you're the Loveland Elite, but Josh, that if you're Loveland, that's what you're looking for on the road. I mean, you're trying to get something back on the offense. As we were talking about, you've lost a lot of leaders. You're starting to lose some momentum. You're starting to lose that motivation. That's something, if you're the Sting, you got to be wary of, because the Elite, they're going to take that as fuel at this point in the football game.
Absolutely. So here we go. The Elite are back on the offensive side of the ball. We do have a quarterback change once again. It's Arthur in the backfield now in shotgun. 4 wide receivers out there. He's looking to pass, obviously. Passing situation. Tries to get it down the field. Got 2 corners closing in on it. That ball is just going to fall right between them. As you guessed it, one of the Williams players out there, I believe. That was number 27. Of course, Sam Williams right there. Alongside number 23, Trey Williams.
That's Sam and Trey fighting for that football. In the pass, just a little bit short. If that DB just gets a little bit more, I guess, speed underneath that football, it might be an intercepted pass going for the Sting.
So we're going to try it all over again. Got Arthur right here in the backfield. He's on the other side of the field. Across the 50-yard line. He's looking for a short pass there. Tried to get it out to Lloyd. Lloyd was hit immediately. Lloyd doesn't have the ball, and Williams, that's Trey Williams, is trying to finish the tackle right there. Nothing doing there, so it's going to be 3rd down and 10.
And you're starting, Josh, to see the Elite. They're going purely for their game playmakers, and I mean,
it's desperation mode.
Desperation mode, 100%. You're seeing number 1 getting a lot of targets, and you're seeing the quarterback switch out much more often now. Very interesting to see from the Loveland Elite here, but give credit where it's due. Again, they're not giving up on this game. The big lady's humming, but she ain't singing yet, Josh.
Warming up the pipes indeed. Here we go. Arthur with the ball once again. Pump fakes, looks right back to his same player. That is way off target, as I believe Mackey was the intended receiver, but nothing doing there as Mackey just kept running what looked to be like a go route, and Arthur thought he was going to be coming back. This has to be a punting situation here as Merrill comes out.
Not necessarily here, Josh. I mean, you're down big in this game. You're running out of clock. We have roughly 9 minutes left to go in this one. If you're the Loveland Elite, you got to stay out on the field.
Their punter is a quarterback as well. You could absolutely fake this.
And my thinking is you got to stay out on the field. The Sting have been obviously able to move the football at will offensively, whether it's passing or running the football, particularly late in this game. And if you're the Elite, you can't risk that in the Mile High Sting's hands.
They're going to go for it, Cole. Here we go. We have 2 quarterbacks in the backfield. Arthur's going to take the ball, and now he's going to give it to Merrill. Merrill's going to be tackled in the backfield. Oh, they pitch it back out to Arthur, who's now going to be sacked in the backfield. That's a loss of at least 20 yards,
and Josh,
25 yards.
That play was completely blown up, and appears we even have an Elite player down. You hate to see that late in this football game. But that play completely blown up. It didn't even appear the Elite knew what they were running necessarily.
Yeah, exactly. It was like almost a flea flicker type.
A reverse
pitch,
flea flicker maybe.
But, and again, that goes back to being desperation mode.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Something where you're like, we got to try any and every trick play we have in the book to try to get these guys off kilter. 99 is really struggling to get off the field for the Elite, and 99 is Jeremy Landis, who is just in a heap of pain.
And we hope he's okay, especially late in this football game, Josh. You hate to see that sort of thing.
A football game that's almost put away. That's the worst. That's the worst thing you can see there. So, again, that is a turnover on downs. Magic and the boys are going to come back out here. Magic under center for the Sting. 2 running backs behind him. That's Mandel. And this is the biggest thing. You want to start running out the clock here. So Mandel does a good job. He gets a gain of 1 or 2 yards there. Going to be 2nd and 8. 2nd and 7, we'll call it just about. And this is where the clock, you just want to keep running. You're in bad weather now. It's stormy. It's raining. There's lightning. You're up by a comfortable lead,
but
too.
A very comfortable lead. And there's no reason, as you said, Josh, there's no reason to take massive risks. Keep playing safe football. Keep the football in your hands. If you're the Mile High Sting, you have completely dominated the tempo of this football game. Just don't even let the elite have an opportunity. Just keep running the football and do what you know best.
So we're going to have an end-around play right here as number 3 is taken down, which is Armani Waters, excuse me. He's taken down on the play. He tried to go to the far side of the field there. Gets a good couple yards there as well. It's going to be 3rd down here.
And Josh, the Sting nearly sealed that edge of the field with Jeremiah Iverson, number 90 on the pull, right tackle for your Mile High Sting. He was moving quickly, just wasn't able to get there in time. I mean, you got a lot of speed with Armani Waters and these Sting running backs. It's hard to get in front of them if you're an offensive lineman.
3rd and manageable here. We'll call it 5. They are in the just about on the edge of the red zone here. Magic under center. He is going to fake the handoff. He's going to pass. He's got a blitzer coming right at him, and that pass is batted away. Number 23 for the elite. That's Daniel Shirk, was flying in at Magic, and Magic I don't think saw him at all, so it's good he got the ball away. However, that pass was batted down. It's going to bring 4th down.
And Waters was looking for a little bit of pass interference on that play as well. He wasn't going to get it. The line judge, I believe they're just wanting to end this game as quickly as possible. Less than roughly 8 minutes to go here in this game. It's been a tight one, but the Sting, they're doing everything they need to ensure they get a win here at beautiful DPS in Denver, Colorado.
And it's looking like the Sting are going to go for it. It is 4th down, about 4th and 5, 4th and 6.
And this makes sense, Josh. You have the wind blowing in your face. You're not going to make the kick. Might as well try to get the first down, keep the ball.
Here we go, Magic. Wide open, Atkins. Atkins there. Atkins is going to... Oh, my goodness. Get taken down in the most athletic way I have ever seen
I believe
possible.
Atkins just did a front flip
and landed it.
And
I think he did a front flip off of his head. So would you call that a front handspring?
Well, and at that point, I guess he is technically down, right? Because a body part was touching.
You know what, Cole, real quick, we're going to take a quick break because we do have another elite player down who seems to be in some pain. So if you guys will just bear with us, we're going to be right back, and hopefully this player is okay. You guys are listening to Mile High Sting on the Hive Network. Welcome back, folks. The elite player is able to walk off on his own power now,
and Josh,
which is always good to see.
You love to see him walking under his own power. You love to see that he doesn't seem to appear to be in a lot of pain, but late in this football game, you just hope everyone gets home safely. We reach the end of the 7 minutes with a proper end to this football game.
Well, and with that play, that did give the Sting a first down. It'll be 1st and goal now on about the 8-yard line on a very athletic play from Atkins. Magic under center now. He's got Mandel in motion. He's going to give the ball to Mandel. Mandel makes a cut back. Mandel's going to be brought down. Oh, my goodness. What happened to Magic, Cole? Magic was cut down at the end of that play.
Yeah, Magic handed off the football, and I don't believe
that's not something you want to see at all.
I believe that's even a targeting call there, Josh.
Magic has played well.
Magic
he's back up on his own.
Well.
You know what Magic reminds me of? Seriously, he's got the body type of a Cam Newton.
Yeah,
and I'm dead serious about that.
Absolutely.
He is a massive quarterback, and I stood next to him earlier on when I was actually walking up to the press box. I was behind him. Big dude. I mean, a very big man. He's athletic. He can make the plays. He's got a good, strong arm. He's got a solid arm. But on top of that, I'm talking very Cam Newton-esque in the stature. So if he gets hit and falls like that, he's not, it's not,
well, and
he's not faking.
Yeah, and he's taking a big hit too. And Magic, he might be one of the toughest football players on this team. He's taken a lot of hits, and it's hard to see him go down there, especially what appeared to, at least to me, appeared to be close to be a targeting call.
So now Woody is in at quarterback, and he's going to be in shotgun. We got quadruple to the left. Once again, Woody's going to go right. Is he going to get enough room? He is going to be taken down at about the 1 yard line. Good tough running there as he was hit by several players and still managed to break through
and you're starting
get a couple yards.
And this Wildcat formation, we did see a little bit from the Sting. Not entirely too much, though, but it is something that the Sting have tried in the past that does work effectively for them. Although it does appear, Josh, we might get to see Magic back out on the field.
No, and that's good. You want to see that. So he was taken out specifically for the Wildcat, which is fine. Make sure his leg's okay. Anything like that, anything that was hurting, see him get right back into the game. That's exactly what you want to see. Hey, I'm fine. I'll walk it off. Everything's good.
And again, one of the tougher football players on this Mile High Sting team. Not to say that none of these football players aren't tough, but Magic definitely ranks
can take
up
a
one
hit
of there. Yes, sir.
So we're going to be third down at about 1.5 yards here. Magic under center once again. 3 running back option, and that's the big man, 74. Does he get in?
We're waiting for official word.
They're calling him down
What?
at the half-yard line.
I don't know, Josh. It did appear that he may have punched that.
But again, that was Devontae Woods.
I believe
Cole, it's fourth down. Do you just give it to him again?
At this point, like, you're the Mile High Sting, you don't feel comfortable with that field goal. Might as well keep going for it and get this score. I mean, Josh, 6 points here. This game's over.
6 points, the game is over. Yes, absolutely. So it looks like we're going to be going for the exact same thing. You got big Devontae Woods in the backfield with Mandel. And they're going to give it to Mandel.
There you go,
not
deep
Mandel.
on the edge. There it is, Mandel.
Mandel walking in right into the end zone. I actually like that play a lot. Everybody thought it was going to Woods again, the big 300-plus pound lineman. Mandel just sneaks right outside, puts it in for 6, and this is pending the extra point again. We'll see if they decide to go for 2. Magic is staying out there.
And Josh, I'm okay with that. If you're not going to give it to Devontae Woods every time, still keep him there as a threat. That he is going to attract the majority of the box of the defense.
He's just as much of a decoy.
Exactly. He's a massive decoy out there. Very well designed play there from head coach Vonnie Davis.
So they are going to be going for 2 here, it's looking like, as Magic stays out there along with Woods, Mandel, and Waters behind him.
And again, Josh, this makes sense. It makes it a 40-point game. You can by far seal this game with the 2-point conversion. Oh, he dropped the football.
Ball was on the ground. I don't know who ended up with it. It doesn't matter because the play was no good. The conversion was no good. So that leaves us with 38-14 here. Sizable lead for the Sting. It's looking like they're going to walk away with this one. Still have about 5 minutes, around 5 minutes left here in the game. But Cole, the type of lead they have right now is virtually insurmountable.
I mean, you're looking at a 4-score game now, and if you're the Loveland Elite, it's execution at this point. And we talked about that towards the end of the first half. You can still do something as the Loveland Elite to give yourselves that motivation and to give yourselves that momentum going into next week. The Loveland Elite, they're not going to take 0-2 very lightly. They're going to want to go into next week with a little bit of fire underneath their belts, and you can clearly see that it has slightly taken down this team a little bit with this loss, but that's nothing you can't bounce back from. The Loveland Elite have played incredibly well. It was in a very exciting game, and it really only got out of hand towards the end of this fourth quarter when, to be honest, that's where games are won or lost. Always.
Well,
it's
in
the fourth quarter.
One thing I want to say about this is what I do love is I think the Elite found a quarterback they're a little bit more comfortable with, and that is Arthur. Arthur has played well. That's not taking anything away from Merrill. Merrill had some touchdown passes, but Arthur has the stronger arm.
In terms of composure as well.
That's what I was going to say, reading the defense and also reading the offense, seeing where your receiver is. He's made, in my opinion, the better throws today, but that's not to say that Merrill hasn't been good. Merrill's athletic ability, especially in the run game, has been phenomenal. He's done a great job running the football when he needs to. There as the ball is bobbled and actually put on the ground by the Elite. Recovered and going to be taken all the way across to the side field, and he is fast. He's got speed. And is he going to get all the way? He's still on his feet. Finally brought down at the 30. You guys, that ball was fumbled at the very beginning. That's Tyrell Daniels. My goodness, talk about making something out of nothing. He made everything out of nothing. That was a phenomenal run back by Tyrell Daniels, brought all the way to the 30-yard line. That's exactly what you want to see. That if they could have seen that in the first quarter, that would have been great.
And that's the kind of momentum the Loveland Elite have been completely capable of. They've been able to make the big plays. They've been able to stand out and be a dominant football team. It's those little mistakes we've seen here in the second half, and particularly in the fourth quarter. It's a lot of flags. And yes, even though he ran it all the way past the 50, well deep into the Sting sideline, we're even seeing it now. It's being brought back, and it's just those little mistakes here and there that the Loveland Elite aren't able to overcome, and they're not able to take advantage of when the Sting make their own mistakes. And the Sting, they've been able to fix them since the beginning of this game.
So once again, the Elite are going to take over on the offensive possession. That ball was brought all the way back due to a flag, which unfortunately has kind of been the moral of the story here. Every single time a good run back has happened, there is something to bring it back, which is very frustrating for the special teams coordinator. Here we go. That ball almost intercepted by number 8 for the Sting, who are on defense right now. And again, that was the ball thrown by Merrill. And Cole, that kind of just goes back to the decision-making. I've liked Arthur's decision-making better when he is at quarterback other than Merrill. However, Merrill is, in my opinion, the faster runner. So it's kind of, you have the perfect tandem between the two.
And I think that does play a massive factor into having both those quarterbacks out on the field at the same time, or even on other times just to trick the defense.
Every other series
or something to get in the way. But we've even seen that lack of consistency and that lack of leadership, particularly in such an important role as quarterback, it has waves throughout the entire football team, and it's very clear to see here with the Elite.
And again, that ball is going to be taken by Merrill. He's going to decide to rush it himself, and he does have quick feet. He has got some very deceptive speed here as he's going to take it all the way good for the first down and then some. They're going to move the ball all the way down to about the 40-yard line now. Merrill kind of trying to get up in that hurry-up offense. Going to look to pass now. Rolling out to his left now all the way back to the right.
He's in trouble, Josh.
And he's going to look to pass and get it out to Lloyd, who is in just short of the touchdown. He gets all the way down to the 1-yard line there. Lloyd's been a good target today, Cole. He really has been. He's one of the taller receivers along with Mackey. Got some speed. Brings it all the way down to the 1-yard line.
And to be honest, I'm going to even let that one slide a little bit for the Mile High Sting. He has been targeted consistently throughout this whole game, and that's only his second catch. Mm-hmm. All things considering, I would say that's a win for the Sting defensive secondary.
Absolutely, and this is one of those touchdowns. If they do get this, that's going to be too little, too late. Here we go, and this is actually going to be a sack for the Mile High Sting once again. That was number 47 who made the tackle right there. That's Tariq Young.
And Tariq, he's another athlete for this Mile High Sting defense. He plays almost every position. I've seen him on the line. I've seen him play middle linebacker. I've even seen him go out into the secondary, play a little DB if he has to. An excellent player for the Sting. A lot of good players here for this Mile High Sting football team.
So this pass is going to be batted up into the air, bobbled around several times, and finally hits the ground. That was a weird start to the play where it looked like some players weren't quite ready to get off the line as they were going hurry-up offense here.
Josh, I think we're starting to see a little bit more of that effect of it's late in this football game. The Loveland Elite, I believe, they don't think they're going to be climbing back into this one. I think you're starting to see more of that effect out there on the football field, at least during live play.
Well, and whatever happened to them getting down to the 1-yard line is now negated by that sack. They're now all the way back at the 11-yard line, which takes virtually any run opportunity away from the Elite, so it's an obvious passing situation every single time. And again, they're going to pass right here as Merrill tries to find a player, and it's batted around again several times before finally hitting the ground. It's fourth down now, Cole, and they're really not taking advantage at all at how they could. They were at the 1-yard line. They could have absolutely tried to run it in 3 times and then try a pass or whatever, but after that, they take the sack. And that really stopped all of their momentum.
I mean, Josh, it just shows the dominance of this Mile High Sting defense. And, I mean, we talked about it before this game even began. Last week, that was the highlight by far. And you could even say it was the highlight of this game as well, with the exception of Magic and Hollywood and their massive plays here. But I mean, the defense, they've done everything right. They've done everything you could ask out of them. They've gotten turnovers. They've gotten stops. They've gotten red zone stops. They've gotten goal line stops. Anything you could ask of from an NFL or from a football defense, the Sting have been able to deliver.
So they're going to have one more chance here to try to get a touchdown as Merrill throws to a wide open number 18 for the not the Mile High Sting, for the Loveland Elite. Number 18 is Trey, and he is in for 6. Cole, that's one of the too little too late things, right? Those are those garbage touchdowns that you see towards the end of the game where, yes, your prevent defense allows the guys to get down to the red zone. You're just worrying about running up the score. You can't. There's not enough time on the clock now. So good on them for not giving up. I mean, really good on them for not giving up. The Loveland Elite have absolutely fought down to the very last minutes of this game. They haven't given up. They haven't shown any signs of weakness mentally. They're just bruised and battered.
And I believe that's really just the biggest thing. The injuries have been prevalent in this football game. The Elite have had multiple star players come off into the sidelines. And, I mean, even the Elite, I get, they're not in this game or out. But, of course, as we're seeing here, a 2-point conversion. You might even see an onside kick at the end of this conversion.
Oh, boy.
That did not look very good as well, either, Josh. But you might even see an onside kick here, just pure out of the fact that there is technically a chance.
There's time.
There is time on the clock. You got less than 3 minutes. If you can get this football back, there is definitely the possibility. But if you're the Sting, run the football out, end this clock, kill it, and let's get out of here. And let's get a win on this 2021 campaign for the Mile High Sting.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what they wanted coming off of last week's loss, which was a little bit of a tough loss, Cole. But coming back here and seeing how well Magic has played and done such a phenomenal job really running this offense. I mean, yes, he's had help. Those wide receivers were phenomenal. They did a great job. And you know what? That's actually, they're going to call it. That's the game. That's everything right there. That's the game time. They're done. Cole, that's a huge win. That is a huge win for the Sting. That's what you want to see coming off after a tough loss. You know what I actually want to say? Next week, we do have the Mile High Sting at the Colorado Greyhawks, so it's an away game. We personally will not be bringing you this game. Our next game that we will be bringing you is on 5/22, so May 22nd, and that is against the Brick Squad Lions, and we will be bringing you that at 1:45 p.m. in 2 weeks. Again, next week they'll be playing the Colorado Greyhawks, and that was a hard-fought, well-fought game today. Everybody got off. Not too many serious injuries that we've seen, which is always good to see. Beautiful coaching by all the coaches on the Sting side. I want to give a shout out to everybody on the Sting side, and I love to see some sportsmanship and gamesmanship right there as the Sting players shake hands with the Mile High Elite, including the players on the benches who are the injured guys who cannot get up and walk readily to the other side.
And that's one thing you love about this league as well. It's a very classy league. We all love each other. We all love the game we play, and it was just, as you said, an amazing football game. This game started out on fire. Great defense, something that we knew coming into this game would be prevalent and something that both teams would want to take advantage of. But the Sting, they take advantage of it a lot more, and they get the necessary plays they needed in their favor, and they walk away with a win here, and a very important win as they now go 1-1 on this season. Their second win in 2021, but officially 1-1 here. And that Colorado Greyhawks game, it's going to be a big one. It's going to be a hard matchup for the Mile High Sting, but it's one of those wins that if they can get it, it's going to set up in a massive statement here across the entire league, especially for the Mile High Sting's inaugural season in this league.
Well, and the biggest thing here is I want to give a couple shout-outs. Look, there are many, many stars on both sides of the ball today, and I could name 11 players on each side. Really, I could. But two guys that stood out to me that I want to give shout-outs to are Magic. Magic, the quarterback for this team, he came off a poor performance last week, and he showed that he is who the other teams thought he was. He is an elite quarterback of this league. He is an athletic quarterback at this league. He's got the arm power. Like I said, he's got the Cam Newton body. He is hard to bring down. He's done a phenomenal job. On the other side of the ball, I want to give a shout-out to Craig Molina. Obviously, that guy, he's a stud. Like I don't know what else to say. He was everywhere on the field, as well as the Williams players as well. Not brothers on this team, but Sam and Trey Williams, phenomenal players today. They were everywhere. So those guys, I want to give a shout out to those guys especially. They did such a good job being everywhere on the ball. That's what you want to see. And for me, those guys were the game changers today. Those guys were the guys that you look to. And I'll throw Hollywood Brown in there as well. Obviously, 2-touchdown night for him. seeing that is what you want to see the rest of this season. That's the biggest thing.
And when we're talking about game changers and playmakers and guys that are actually going to help you get wins on the season, I mean, Craig Molina, he might as well name him the MVP of this game.
Yes.
Just absolutely flying around the football. And he matched the Elite's middle linebacker, number 30, play for play almost, being just as much of a factor out there and just as much of a play stopper. And like you said, Josh, you can't ask for anything more out of your entire team. An impressive performance all the way around for all players here on the Mile High Sting.
Well, guys, that's going to do it for us for today. Again, your Mile High Sting win 38-20 against the Loveland Elite. Next week, we have the Mile High Sting at the Colorado Greyhawks. We will not be bringing you that. We'll bring you another game in 2 weeks. Again, you guys, I am Josh Grismer alongside Cole Smith, Nick, and Amato. Thank you guys so much for your help. You guys have been a huge blessing for us today. We will see you in 2 weeks. Again, this is the Mile High Sting on the Hive Network.